Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's
I should get my script. I mean, I should just use my memory and just
Dude, holy hell. The end of the episode last week. What a
Did, well,
fucking train wreck.
well, because my
What a
phone died.
train wreck.
My
I
phone.
know.
That's what happens when I don't have a
Don't
script.
let your phone die. Oh my God, what a train wreck.
So I know the video obviously is the same, but the audio I totally didn't redub over it. Totally.
God.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Why am I nervous? I feel nervous for this one. I don't know why.
I don't know, man.
All right, here we go.
Hold on. No, I'm not ready.
Oh, God damn you.
I don't know why they call this stuff seltzer. It's not.
What is it?
It's made by Bang. It's called Bang Mix Hard Seltzer. There's nothing seltzer about it. It tastes like Bang. It tastes
Bang.
exactly like the flavor.
I'm a little nervous. I'm just adjusting my levels here. Excuse me.
Maybe we'll play Mario Kart tonight.
Ooh, I might hop in there for a couple rounds. Now I got the burps. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Make sure to look completely uninterested in every way.
That's usually what I do. All right. Now, brown cow. All right, let's go.
Hey guys, welcome everyone to episode 21 of the Drip and G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drew Media Gaming. We record this podcast live on Thursdays. Every Thursday, we record this podcast live over on Twitch every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/dripjeeb. Don't forget to subscribe to our video podcast, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/dripjeeb for the video format of this podcast. On today's episode, we have lots to talk about. The intro section is going to be a little bit long here, so I think we should just get right into it right now. Drip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good today. I'm doing good this week. I've had a very interesting week.
Me too.
Lots has happened. I got new Christmas lights today because it's Christmas time. You can't see them right now, but they're there. They look nice. Come on, man. It's Christmas.
It's not
Christmas time.
As of recording, it is November 18th of the 20.
Which means it's really Christmas time now. I mean, we're in it.
No.
I mean, we're almost halfway through.
No. Although I was asked the question the other night by one of my family members, what do you determine as Christmas, Jeeb? And I said, well, when you have to go outside and you got to bundle up real good. And today was really cold, so I kind of have to go.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Dude, it's Christmas time.
It's not Christmas. It is not Christmas. And this is not just a segue. This is the truth. And this is what I always tell people. It's not Christmas until after my birthday. Once it's after my birthday.
Which is, your birthday is when? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Your birthday is tomorrow?
Probably when this podcast gets uploaded, tomorrow, which would be today for you guys.
Like right now. Some people are listening on your birthday.
Yeah, it's weird.
If you are,
leave
a comment that says happy birthday if you're watching it on YouTube.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, in the chat for Twitch, you just exclamation birthday. That's a thing. I made that thing. I made it for other people, but I mean, there you go.
Wow.
Oh, stream. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't work. Don't do that, chat. Hold on. Pausing the podcast. I have to open up Streamlabs chatbot.
Whoopsie.
Because they do need to do exclamation pod. That would be helpful. Gbot died. Gbot died 2 weeks ago, last time I streamed. Strangled him. Brought him out back and shot him in the head.
Well, he's coming back. It's fine. Good thing we can edit this out.
Yeah. We. As if we.
You can edit this out.
Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah. It's my birthday.
Your birthday. It's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
So we talked about this right before we jumped on, and both of us kind of realized it at the same time. Because he had mentioned, Jeeb here had mentioned that it's his birthday tomorrow. And I said, oh my God, that's right. Because it's the same day that Pokemon comes out. I totally forgot about that. And then you mentioned that this time last year, the game that came out on your birthday last year
Hyrule
was
Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, and we actually that night 1 year ago today did our first stream together like this. We were testing for uh you to come onto my YouTube channel live while I
Yes.
was playing Hyrule Warriors.
Yes.
For me to
And
take a
you
break
know
from the game
what?
and talk to you.
You know what? That stream, if I'm not mistaken, it still exists in the Drip, what's now the Drip and GBG channel, which was used to
Yeah.
be your Drip Live channel.
It's there. Yeah, it's just
it's
not,
unlisted.
it's unlisted. Yeah.
I think tomorrow, in celebration of that,
we relist it?
We should relist it. So expect as of listening today, audio version and video. The video should be already up for you guys to watch. You guys in the stream, obviously, wait a day or two. I think that just for funsies, 1 year ago, check and I was sitting right here. You were sitting
here,
almost right there. It's a little bit farther away. And technically
Yeah.
speaking, I was sitting about 5 feet to my left, if we're being technical. But yeah, basically in the same spots.
I mean, 5 feet. Sometimes you just gotta hone those. You gotta hone your area in a little bit.
Yeah,
you
man,
know?
I did.
You gotta
I
get
did
it.
hone it.
You gotta hone it in. Make sure.
Quick Twitch break, Willie. Thank you so much for those bits, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to
Willie,
me
you're
too.
the man.
Willie the man.
But
yes,
yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. I mean,
it's
funny because that was when we were like, okay.
Yeah, let's go to the roots. What do you remember? And I'll tell what I remember.
So you were gonna come on and talk to me about the game. And I was like, yeah, we had mentioned a podcast or something before that. It was mentioned, like, oh yeah, maybe we'll try to do that. We'll do this, whatever, we'll try. But I remember I was like, let's just jump on here to test it and just make sure everything works. So when because that's before I changed all the parts out in my PC and we were a little worried about how that was going to actually work and if things were going to work correctly and all that stuff, which they did. And it was supposed to be a 5-minute thing. And we were on there for what? An hour? 2 hours?
Do you forget?
Yeah.
6 hours.
Oh my God. We were on there for 6 hours?
6 hours.
That's right. It was a super long time.
Gels was on there for, if I remember correctly, a long portion. Joe, of course, was in and out, but was there for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Could be mistaken.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, if you guys were in that chat for that 6 hours, let us know.
That's nuts, man. But yeah, afterwards, we were like, dude, we could totally do a podcast. Very easily we could do a podcast.
We had
not an issue whatsoever.
Yeah, we had no problem with 6 hours of talking. That was nuts.
No, not even a little bit.
It wasn't even like isolated subjects. We just kind of rambled for we just kind of flew. The conversation had a nice flow. And that's
kind of what we end up doing anyway. That's literally what we just end up doing all the time. Even not being recorded or on podcast.
Yeah. It still happens. It happens less now that I got a job. Poo on me, but when I was unemployed, we did it like every week.
Yeah, man. I hope you get fired. I can't wait till you get fired.
No. What you mean is you hope this podcast it becomes very successful.
I hope you don't have to work during the day anymore, or not on that stuff, just on this stuff.
I mean that would be the dream, is to just like work on podcasts all the time and not have to get up for a job. That'd be the dream. Yeah. Stream every now and again whenever I want, like I used to. I used to stream whenever I want to. That was a good life, and it was fun. I miss those days.
It was. It was a good life. It was a good life.
So yeah, I mean, what a time that was. And now look at us now. We're on episode 22 of the Drip and G podcast.
And when did we actually start the podcast? I guess it was about
March. It was an M month. I want to say March.
Was it March?
I want to say March. Someone else can correct us in chat if we're wrong. I believe it was March.
Okay, 22 episodes. We had an episode 0. We've missed, what, 2 weeks?
Like 2 weeks out of the whole, maybe 3. Excuse me. I believe it was 2.
Okay. So.
Well, with my vacation, it may have been 3.
No, because remember, you were here.
It was just
for
2.
One of the episodes.
So maybe we missed, whatever. It doesn't matter. We missed a few, but for the most part, every single week since like May or March or whatever, one of those M months.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that. I'm not quite sure, but that is crazy. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. Because even at the time, I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I look forward to this every week now. I love doing it.
Me too, man. And before we get into more about what is going on between in your life and in my life, let's take a break and talk about the beer of the week. Because I'm tired of hiding the label from you every time I take a sip.
I'm tired of drinking this crap when I have something amazing down here hidden.
So I would like you to go first, just so I can look at my can and know what I have to say about it.
I don't know what I'm going to say about mine either. That's usually why I make you
go
first.
You're good at bullshitting, so much better than me. He looks at me with a stare of unhappiness. Ari, what's up, man? How you doing? May. Megaboy says May. Megaboy says May. Thank you, Megaboy.
It was May. Gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
Okay, so mine is from a brewery that you know I love. I go back to it all the time. The Dewclaw Brewing Company in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, man. I gotta bring you to
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
They're the ones who have the unicorn farts.
Yep.
The lemonade. Remember the lemonade stand that I had?
Yeah, man.
The sour.
Yep.
Those were all good. And then what did I have from them during the seasonal stuff?
I don't remember the name of it.
It was supposed to be something, but it was supposed to be a pumpkin beer, but it tastes like an Oktoberfest. And I said it was disqualified.
Yeah.
So I found a new one today. I went over to the Gucci Kroger.
Gucci.
And I found a new one that a few of my friends have actually sent me pictures of. Like, dude, you got to go get this. You got to go get this. So I totally forgot about it till I got there. And I was like, that's it. Today I have Sour Me Strawberry French Toast.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So
that's just as good as my beer of the week.
This is a fruited spiced sour ale, 5.5% alcohol. It's brewed with strawberry puree, dark maple syrup, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ground vanilla bean.
Wow.
Right?
Wow, man. I'll be honest.
This is literally drink one. So I've never had it.
I'll be honest. I thought that my beer's gonna be way more interesting than yours, not because you weren't bringing it, but because this is such a crazy beer. Nah, if anything, that's equally as crazy as mine. So you
good. I'm glad we have a good week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a sip and Jesus, what does that taste like? Maple syrup, French toast.
I can smell the maple.
Puree.
I can smell the maple and the strawberry.
Yeah.
The sour. This is gonna be weird.
And when you're taking a sip there, tell us of the texture as well, because my beer in particular has a really crazy texture.
Whoa. I'm not sure how to explain that.
I'm not gonna have a good time explaining mine either.
Whoa. Okay. There's a lot going on there.
All right.
It tastes like I can taste the frying pan.
Oh, that's amazing! Like the oil, like the butter and the oil.
If that makes, yeah. Like I can taste the a little bit of the burntness of the bread. Not really burntness, but you know what I mean. Like I know what you mean. The crisp in the bread, and the maple syrup is the end. Like you finish with maple syrup, and it's oh my god, it hits you and it stays. Like that's what I'm tasting right now. It's like French toast. Like I took a bite. I'm not getting the strawberries anymore. The strawberries are like right in the beginning. You get that classic sour beer, sour.
Yes.
But it's got that hint. It's the sour, but like imagine biting a strawberry. You know how you get that same type of sour?
Yeah.
That's exact. It's just that. It's just a little strawberry flavored sourness, and then you get the end, dude. It's wild. It's wild.
You were asked what the ABV
like
is of that beer. That might be the alcohol level. I'm not sure what ABV is.
It's 5.5.
5.5? Okay.
Yeah. 5.5.
Man, that's so. What's the overall like? You tasting what's the name of it again?
It's a sour me strawberry French toast.
Strawberry French toast sour. Man, that's awesome, dude. I need I've been to Baltimore once officially now. I have friends there, so I have a reason to go. So like, you need to send me the name of this brewery so I can remember to go to it when I'm in Baltimore for the next time. That sounds fantastic.
The Dewclaw Brewing Company. Yeah.
Man.
Oh, next time I go, I'm definitely going there.
Man,
I go over to that Kroger and I end up buying something from them like every time I'm there.
Yeah.
Everything they have is great, and they make a ton of sours. And you know how I am about sours now.
Yeah, man.
I'm really into sours.
Okay, so before I get to my beer, I just want to remind everyone, and first, thank you guys for following the Drip and G podcast on Twitter. I appreciate you guys who took the time to follow it. for the beer of the week, I want to start doing this every week because I just saw Willie in the chat mention the beer he has, but I can't see it because it's in a Twitch chat. On Twitter, just go ahead and tweet at us the picture of your beer and tell us what it's called and everything like that. Whatever else you want to tell us about the beer, but on our Twitter, go ahead. I don't have a command for it, unfortunately, but just search at the WG Podcast on Twitter and let us know what beer you're drinking this week and how much you enjoy it and stuff like that, your favorite beer, and what's not. Go ahead and participate in our weekly beer of the week. Maybe we can start doing a listener beer of the week every week.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, listener beer of the week. So it's up to you guys. You guys have to start submitting your submissions every week.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Geeb's a thinker.
21 and over.
20, absolutely. Obviously. This week, my beer is called Puff Tart XL. Okay? This is a mango, raspberry, dragon fruit, essentially smoothie in a can.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, that's why you're asking me about texture. Mine's just a regular liquid. So yours is like thick?
So have you ever had the mango juice that comes in like a clear container? You can see the orange mangoness about it.
Yes.
That's the
like what's that stuff called?
I don't know.
Naked?
Well, it's similar to Naked.
Yeah.
It's similar to Naked.
Okay. That type of thing, though?
I was going more toward like legit
Not
mango.
A sponsor.
I was going toward legit mango juice, but I mean, yes, Naked, absolutely similar flavor. This tastes like if you had Naked or mango juice. That's what the texture. It's thick. It's a thick boy, and it's not. It's not thick like a stout would be. It's thick like a smoothie would be.
Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds amazing. Okay, alcohol. What's that? You said it's over 9.
It's a thick boy, so there's got to be that. What 8.2? I'm sorry, it's only 8.2.
Okay, still 8.2s. No, I mean,
yeah.
5.5 for me. I'm like, hey, easy there, killer.
No, for me, a 5.5 is like that's normal. That's like give me.
If I drink a 9% beer, it doesn't matter. I can drink one of them and then drink regular beers the rest of the night. I'm an idiot.
Let me go
total idiot.
Quickly read this here. And actually, also on Twitter, I'm going to start take a picture of your beer. And then on Twitter, I will go ahead and post our beers as well, just for funsies.
You want me? Wait, hold on. You want me to do it?
Not right this second. Not right this second.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm already
We'll go for it while I read what's going on here. This is from the Brewing Project. I believe that's the brewery name because I don't see anything else on here. It's the biggest label. Show you the label right here. The Brewing Project, spelled the Projekt. Well, I said E as in it wasn't normally spelled. EKT. Brewing Project, Puff Tart XL, Imperial Sour Ale. I can't talk. That's a problem. I have a podcast. Imperial Sour Ale.
Go on.
Imperial Sour Ale.
There you go.
Ale with mango, raspberry, dragon fruit, and marshmallow flavoring.
Marshmallow.
That
takes it to a whole nother place.
I'll be surprised. I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I don't know if I taste the marshmallow, but I believe what the marshmallow does to all the other flavors is coming through. It doesn't taste like I'm biting into a marshmallow, but I think that thick texture that I'm getting, besides from the literal fruit that's jammed into here, also I think that it creates the texture I'm getting is from that. If you've ever had like a melted marshmallow, obviously, it's thick, and I think that's coming through right now with this beer.
Dude.
It's sweet smelling. I was
sending a picture.
Yeah.
Did you say where this brewery is from?
It doesn't say where. I mean,
what's it called?
The Brewing Project.
All right, tell me more about it. I'm gonna look them up.
Oh wait, no, this is just the government warning.
I got it. You tell me about that. I got this.
And the government warning: according to Surgeon General, women should
don't tell me about that.
Drink alcohol beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Too, consumption of alcohol beverages impairs your ability to drive a car, operate machinery, and may cause health problems.
I don't know how to say this. WI is Wisconsin, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so they're in Wisconsin.
I'm like 35, 40 minutes from Wisconsin, so
I don't know how to say this word. EAU is the word. Claire? Claire? I don't know. Vowels, dude.
Yes.
Lots of vowels.
Yes.
Lots of them.
Twitch break for a second. Queen Mermaid Nation, thank you so much for following. Or thank you for following on my Twitch. Appreciate it. Welcome to your first chat of the person who can't talk stream. Appreciate it,
man. Wow,
it's real
the
hard.
guy who talks a lot.
You can't. No, I talk a lot.
You do.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Vowels. I don't know. Guy who can't read.
Did you find where
Guy
it's
who
from?
can't
Wisconsin.
Talk, guy who can't read.
So this beer is
they're
from
in
Wisconsin. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's. I guess you could consider that local to you, right?
It's weird for me to say, but yeah, it kind of is.
It's right there.
It's probably.
I mean,
I could probably get to this brewery in an hour.
This is Baltimore. I consider that local. Like I can get to Baltimore pretty damn quick. I mean, it's over there, but I mean, that's pretty close.
I don't know what she's saying. Wait, you pronounce like the word "sweet all"? What?
All?
I think ale was you talking about when I said ale? I'm not sure.
No.
I was having trouble with the word ale.
We're talking about. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just laugh at myself here. Just laughing at myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ignore me too, Queen. It's okay. Just forget I exist. This is a drip podcast. I don't matter anyway. Anyway, was it totally tangent? This beer's delicious, man. This is so good. Like, dude, I cannot rave about this enough.
This might be our best beer of the week segment ever because both were very good.
I need like a trumpet sound effect right here, like bum ba da bum. But like, dude, episode 20. Cheers, man. Episode 22. Cheers. Think it and sink it, man. So good, man. I could chug 3 of these and I would regret it, but man, is it delicious! Like holy,
yeah.
Also, a 4-pack was $20.
Oh man, yeah,
it's expensive.
There were 4 of these, and it was I don't like $12. I was like,
yeah,
damn.
The beer I have for next week, I believe, was also either 4 for $20 or 4 for $12. But that one's gonna be exciting too. Don't forget to come back next week for that.
Early next week. We should probably talk about that really quick too.
Sure.
A little house cleaning. Next week, we will not have a podcast on Thursday, obviously.
That's not entirely true. Don't word it like that.
Okay. We will not be recording a podcast live on Thursday because it is Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
However, there will be a podcast posted on Thursday.
Thanksgiving special.
Be recording. Are we doing it on my? I guess we're doing it on my channel.
Yeah, we'll be on yours. Yeah, we'll be on yours.
Okay. Over on mine, we will have Big Oof my dude back on our Pokemon expert.
Yes.
To talk about Diamond and Pearl remakes, which I'm not buying. So
ooh, hot take.
I'm not buying it. I'm just not. I don't know, man. What we're gonna do is we're going to talk about it because obviously Big Oof is on board, ready to go, pumped. Obviously, Geeb has been talked into it. He is on the fence, decided to jump to the other side, decided to go ahead and get the game, play it, going to see how he likes it. I've decided I'm not going to get it. So we're going to have 3 different perspectives, and Big Oo's probably going to try to tell me why I should play it, and I'm interested to hear where you're at that point.
Yeah, because that'll be the first time.
After a weekend with it?
Yeah, that'll be the first time we all have it in our hands, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where you're at. So, yeah, look out for that on Monday. It'll probably be the same time, 8 o'clock. So
that's correct. Same time, different place, as usual, on Drip's Twitch. Okay, so now kind of a different format this week. We're going to go backwards again. Let's go backwards to our weeks, because both of us have stuff to talk about regarding our week.
Do I?
Do you? I mean, I do.
Yeah, I do. You go first. Let's hear about your week.
Sure.
Tell me about it.
Sure, I will go first. My week, I have to look at a paper because I have the memory of a squirrel.
You can't even remember your own week?
Bro.
Let me ask you this. Do you write this stuff down as it happens? Like, I need to write this down for the podcast. You look at it 3 days later like, holy shit.
Sometimes I do.
That happened?
Sometimes I do. You know what? I was funny because when I was a kid, I still watch baseball. I could tell you baseball stats of particular players of particular seasons that they had statistically. Within with a range. I can't give you exact. It's not photographic in that sense, but I mean, a general he hit 327. Chase Utley hit 327, and stole 30 bases or 25 bases or something like that. hit 20, 35 home runs with 110 RBIs.
Sports stats. I got some sports stats
Oh,
for you.
don't you dare.
10 wins. All-star race victory. Regular season champ. NASCAR Cup Series champ.
Well, segueing to 2021 Major League Baseball MVP is from your Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper.
I'm happy for you, dude. I am. I really am. Honestly.
Yeah, we missed the playoffs, but we got the MVP. Everybody.
It's something. That's a nice consolation prize.
It is.
Right?
It is. No, it's not.
At least it's something.
I'm happy for him. What's a
Kyle
shame?
Larson won all that.
What's a shame is the
MVP.
Zach. I know none of you probably even give a crap about this, but Zach Wheeler, the Phillies pitcher, he did not win the award, and I think it was that he didn't win the award on a technicality for a Cy Young. He didn't win the award basically because of politics. He baseball politics, that is.
Oh.
The team didn't get into the playoffs. But how does it look for a team? Don't do that. I gotta edit this podcast, you ass. Stop that. He didn't win the award not because he didn't have the best stats. He honestly, if you look at the stats, it's pretty much a no-brainer. He should have won. He didn't win because the team didn't make the playoffs. And how are you going to give the Cy Young Award, the best pitcher of the best pitcher of the year, and the best hitter of the year, to the team that didn't even make the playoffs? Like that. That's why he didn't win the award. And but Bryce Harper was Bryce Harper had too good of a year not to give it to him as far as MVP. But Zach Wheeler, it was a tighter race. That's why they gave it to the. I don't even know. I honestly don't even know who won. I just know he didn't win it, and that was a shame. But I'm very happy about that. My boys did well.
Yes, that's awesome. That is very awesome. So back to your week. Tell me
all
about it.
That was part of my week. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I played also. Well, let me start. I played timpani in an orchestra. Well, last Sunday.
Oh my God, you did! I watched it, dude. You were so good. I was. Oh my God, I almost cussed. I was pumped, dude. I was literally sitting right here setting up for my stream that night. It was Sunday, right?
It was Sunday night. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday night. I don't remember what I played. What did I play Sunday night? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I watched you on YouTube live, and you were like, "Did you say not to say Geeb in the chat?" Because I totally did.
I texted you. I said, I said, remind other people to please not say Uncle Geeb in the chat.
Other people were saying, "Go this person in the chat."
They said
that person. They said
They said my name.
I said your name.
I have a screenshot.
It was like it was like random person, like go Brenda or so. I don't know who they were talking to.
I have a screenshot.
But I was like, okay, whatever. Go Geeb.
I gotta find the screenshot because I'm gonna try to show on the podcast at least.
And was that your dad? That your dad who was in there talking too?
I don't know. Maybe. So I only have one. I was playing. I only have one screenshot. My sister was in there. She sent me a screenshot of all you knuckleheads that were in the chat.
We took over that.
Just one screen. Just one screen. It's only one screen. My dad is in there. It doesn't come up well. This basically look. This whole stretch of YouTube.
Your dad called you Geeb too, dude.
I didn't tell him that. Probably because he followed the train of other people calling me Geeb. I'm not upset about it. I just didn't want like Uncle Geeb on Twitch. Like that's the kind of stuff I wanted to avoid.
No. Everybody. I mean, I saw it. Like I said, someone was there like, "Go Brenda" or something.
If you can see that big red line across the screen, that's my sister trying to be funny and crossing your chat out because she knew I didn't want you guys calling me Geeb or Uncle Geeb in the chat. Anyway, I have a list of names. You guys know who you are. Thank you so much for like supporting me coming to that live stream. I didn't know that was gonna happen till the night of or the day of. Like this is a concert that happened the last time it happened. It was not live streamed. I did it 2 years ago for this church. This year they did it again, but obviously they live streamed it. I thought that was amazing. We had a packed house.
You have to remember this too. Things have changed a lot. The whole live streaming thing is a very normal thing at this point.
I didn't say I was surprised.
Also, what am I gonna say?
Well, maybe I did say that.
Man, I had something in my head. You just said it was a packed house.
It was. Like physically.
I could tell it was a packed house because before you guys actually went on, they had the audio of the room live. Yeah. And it was like, you could tell. Like, I was like, dude, there's a ton of people there. Like, it was just like a dull roar over, hundreds of people talking. I was like, wow.
Well, okay, so it was a packed house, but it's not a big church. A very small church. I would say it probably seats 200 max. and comfortably probably seats like 130 to 150 max. I think we were at like 130 probably is my guess. It was
Dude, you were
nice to
suited
see.
up. I mean, man, you were looking fresh too.
Man,
I gotta
I
tell you,
bought
man.
that suit like 4 or 5 years ago when I was doing, well, not doing gigs more regularly, but I was getting more I moved out to the Midwest, and back when I was living out east, I did gigs a lot, but none of them required suits. But I moved out here, and I've done some orchestra stuff out here, which I did. That's my first time trying orchestra only, and I lost my train of thought. And a lot of the time the dress is required for men, black tux and or suit.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't own any nice suits, so I went to Express and dropped like 500 big ones on a suit, and I was about 40 pounds lighter than I am at this moment. And I mean, the pants I put, so the pants were like $250. The suit top was like, or actually the suit top was $250. The pants were like $150. And then my bow tie was like $50, and then I got socks that were like $50. All the, it was like, it was very expensive, and I could have wore the pants. I fit okay enough in the pants, but I'm like, nah, man, I'm not wearing these pants. So I wore like normal, like Kohl's black dress pants with my $250 suit top.
Yeah,
and my Amazon Basics white
and I'll give them this too. I'll give them this. The camera angles and stuff they had, like they had several different angles, and they would cut to one to the other. So it was a pretty good for a church.
Yeah,
I was very impressed with the production quality. I was like, everything sounded pretty good. I mean, I was like, this is decent right here. This is good.
I was shocked. So I was in the thing. I didn't get to watch very much of it. I watched a little bit of it. Excuse me. I watched a little bit of it, but when I did watch it, like you just said, the camera angles were like, it was like 3 or 4. I was expecting a phone sitting on a tripod. Like that was my expectation. And then I saw the live stream, and there's a camera, like there's like, and they're in the ceiling. I was looking up, like, where are these cameras? I couldn't even see them.
They had a nice shot of you. Like
they did.
Yeah, they had a very nice shot. When they cut to you,
I will try to send you.
I'll
probably post it to the Drip and Geeb Twitter, and I'll try to post it on our Discords as well. But I have some pictures of when I did the job 2 years ago. They had a professional photographer there, and they had him back again this year.
That's cool.
I have a professional photo of me up close. I don't think I was playing timpani. I was doing percussion, but just not timpani. But anyway, like I have a great shot of me, like an action shot of me, like in doing something. Like, and I probably have them this year too. She may email the pictures again, like she did a couple years ago.
I'm sure.
I will share those pictures. They're very,
please
very
do.
well
Yeah,
done.
put them in the Discord.
Yeah. So yeah, I play stuff. I do stuff. I'm getting back into that. You know, it's still a concern, obviously, but I mean, you know, we're vaccinated. We're getting through stuff here. Got to get back to normal at some point here.
Yeah,
so
at some point, you gotta. Yeah. You can't hide inside forever.
No. So it was a good time. It was a good time. My first concert in a couple of years. So very nice. So that was my week.
That's awesome.
And it's Thursday, and tomorrow's going to be all about Pokemon.
I mean, I made fun of you earlier for not remembering what you did this week, but man, like, I did go see Eternals.
That's why I write it down,
don't say it. You're not allowed to say it. No cussing. We talked about this. I saw Eternals.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. I need to go see it again because, man, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, they're setting a bunch of stuff up. Very good little storylines going here and there, and like a lot of cool stuff that they brought in. But it's like, it didn't really feel like, you know how when you go see a Marvel movie, you leave the theater, you felt like you just saw a Marvel movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that at all. Even the post-credit stuff was so far away from everything else. It was all about new stuff and like going different places, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Totally fine with that. It just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yes.
It was good, but I think I said this the other night when I was streaming. I'm still okay with this. I'm still 100% okay with this for one reason. The main reason is, how much did you care about Iron Man before the first Iron Man movie? I didn't care about Iron Man.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even in the comic book universe.
How much did you care about Captain America?
My first Marvel movie was Iron Man 1, And I fell in love as soon as I saw that. But before that, I had no idea the universe existed.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I knew the comic books were a thing, but when I heard there was a movie, it's like, there's a movie? What is going on
Okay.
here?
My point is, I trust Kevin Feige. I trust what they're doing over there. I'm good. Like, if we're getting new people, we're getting new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm down. I can't wait because I know they're going to do it right.
Yeah.
Like, they've done 10 years, 11, 12 years of this stuff, and they've nailed almost every one of them.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a weird place right now. That was kind of the big thing. My other big thing this week is my trip to Hobby Lobby today was awesome. I had a good time at Hobby Lobby, and I got Christmas lights too. So.
You did.
Also a bonus.
Would you like to elaborate?
No.
Okay.
I would not.
I want to actually. I didn't tell you before the podcast. I'll tell you now. So I have a date that rivals the silliness of your Hobby Lobby date. Probably. I don't want to one up you here, like make it seem like I'm trying to one up you. But I mean, this date, in terms of like where you were, the location, doesn't make a lot of sense to go to Hobby Lobby for a date. Am I right?
I mean, it wasn't really.
You were there with a date.
We were shopping for things.
Well, funny story. I went on a date with a girl. We went to the Cheesecake Factory. This is pre-Abby, pre-Mrs. G.
Is she behind you right now? Is she here?
No.
Does she know this story?
Oh, I've told her everything. Yeah.
Oh man,
she's got some juicy stories herself.
Oh no! Oh
no! She's gonna kill me if she ever hears that. But I know she doesn't listen to our podcast. She doesn't support me at all, so it's fine. I'm just kidding. I love you. We went to a Cheesecake Factory, and so I had a fine time. I had a fine time with this girl.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily want to continue, but like I said before, I didn't say before, I'm kind of a nice guy. So I continued the date when I really wanted to leave, but she wanted to continue. So I was like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, across the street in the parking lot is what?
Never mind. Go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
Now I want to hear what you say.
So you were done. You were ready to go.
Yeah, I was ready to go. I knew it wasn't going anywhere.
Oh, damn.
It was a first date.
Hurtful.
It's a first date.
Okay.
But I was friendly. I was trying to be friendly.
You got to finish the date, dude.
No, we did. No. No. We went to the Cheesecake Factory, and that was our date. It was a dinner date. And she wanted more. Like, you know what I mean? Retrospect, maybe she was leading a different direction, if you know what I mean. Like, she wanted more.
Yes,
she wanted the night to continue. In retrospect, that's what I can think about. In the moment, I was just like, I'm ready to go. And she's like, no. So I'm like, okay, what can we do in the meantime until I inevitably leave? So we look across the parking lot where we parked. It's in like a mall shopping center kind of situation. Well, across the street is the Container Store. Are you familiar with the Container Store?
I'm not. You're gonna have to. Can I guess?
Yeah,
can I guess what it is?
And let me tell you something. You're probably gonna guess correctly.
Is it like Tupperware and stuff like that? Like just like things to put things in?
When you say things, do you mean containers?
I mean containers. Yeah.
That would be correct.
Jars.
Yeah.
Boxes.
Yeah. Containers. The Container Store. We walked around the Container Store for 30 minutes or so. I almost bought a few things, but I didn't because it's awkward on a date. And then I left.
How is that? Hold on. How is that a whole store? I mean, I guess there's a lot.
It's a franchise, my friend. It's a franchise.
Never heard of it.
It's a I don't know, worldwide. I don't think they got Container Stores in Egypt next to the pyramids, but it's a franchise.
I need to look this up.
The Container Store. I don't know where they're located. I don't know if it's global or even nationwide. I have no idea, but the Cheesecake Factory led to the Container Store and did not lead back to Geeb's house.
I mean, that sounds, I don't know. Yeah.
Fun story, bro.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a fun story.
So when you said Hobby Lobby, I instantly thought of the Container Store because, weird places that just sell things that you don't usually have a date with. Going to a
Dude, they had some really really awesome Christmas ornaments there.
Almost as smooth as this beer, Gels.
Smooth. Yeah. Yeah, real smooth. Good job.
Yeah.
The Container Store.
The Container Store.
How do you say I don't want to ever see you again more than, hey, let's go to the Container Store.
I mean, that was no, you got it wrong, because that wasn't me suggesting. She was desperate to, well, I don't want to make this sound like, I don't want to sound like an asshole. I don't really know, but she seemed not desperate, but she seemed like she really wanted to continue the date because she had a good time. And I'm not going to say I didn't have a good time. I had a good time with, as if it was two friends. I didn't have a good time as if this is somebody I want to, have a relationship with intimately. Just somebody I would hang out with every now and again, which obviously that never really happens when you go on a date with somebody. How often does it you end up being friends? Usually not. I don't know. This is not a date podcast, but yeah. Although
we literally have not even got into one of the things we're supposed to be talking about yet.
Nope, because I had a good time.
I think this is going a completely different direction.
Speaking of going different directions, I do want to bring this up because we just talked about Marvel a little bit, and I do want to transition over to, who was it? Who just said that in the chat?
Keep going. I already know what you're talking about. Just keep going.
Willy Wonka in the chat. I just burped and Drip left the podcast. Willy Wonka just said in the chat, Spider-Man movie will be huge. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Willy's referring to the Spider-Man No Way Home 2 or Home Alone 2. What's that trailer movie called?
Spider-Man
Home Alone?
Homeless.
Home
Alone.
That's
Spider-Man
right.
Home Alone. Spider-Man Home Run.
Paul Holmgren, hockey coach.
Spider-Man Home Free.
So that trailer dropped, and since we're on the topic of movies already, why not just chime in real fast on that?
Dude, holy hell. That was wild, dude.
Yeah.
What?
It was
what
good.
An amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dude. Okay, it was really good, but they were like, oh, they were like, trailer's gonna drop. There's a bunch of crazy stuff you won't, surprises.
Yeah.
There weren't really any surprises. Like, it was all a bunch of stuff where you're like, we already knew that. There's confirmation. We already knew that. There's confirmation. We already knew that. Okay, we know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't any big surprise, but we did get a little bit of like what this story is, which I thought is very interesting. Completely different than I thought. It looks like Peter Parker is going to be trying to save these villains, not kill them.
Spoiler alert for anyone who cares. Go ahead and continue.
I mean, it's a trailer. I don't know anything else. I mean, it's a trailer. I'm not spoiling the movie. Can't spoil a trailer. Are we there now?
I mean, in a way, we kind of. It's polite, man. It's just polite.
All right, whatever. Okay. It's a trailer.
Fuck you guys.
It's a trailer. Watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were.
It seems like it's going to be completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Which is good.
Fair enough.
And I will say this, and then I want to get your take on this, but for me, just what we saw from these two trailers, just what I know, I can say already, without seeing this movie, that this is my favorite Spider-Man movie ever. This will be my favorite Spider-Man movie ever. I haven't seen the movie yet. I already know this is going to be it. This might end up being my favorite MCU movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Just by looking at the trailers and knowing what's going to happen, like, oh my God.
I'm right there with you. And because I'm not a huge fan of the Spider-Man parts of the movie franchise, like I contrary to a lot of the people, and Abby kind of had the same opinion. She was like you liked the first Spider-Man movies, the ones with what's his face?
Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire. I'm like, yeah, I did. I actually really liked those movies. I didn't love them. I liked them. The first one was the best one in my opinion. Yeah.
The third one was garbage.
I honestly, I couldn't even tell you if I saw the third one, but when I'm talking about them, I'm really talking about the first and second one. I know I've seen those. Like the first one was great.
And second one
was
Spider-Man
fine.
2 is amazing. It's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah. Look, Joe for the toe in the chat. Tobey Maguire was my favorite Spider-Man. Honestly, me too. Even over the current Spider-Man, and that's nothing personal. It's not like I think he's the worst Spider-Man. The current guy. I don't think any of them were bad necessarily. But Tobey Maguire is my favorite. And I mean, didn't like.
Listen, Andrew Garfield got the writing of those movies wasn't very good.
I didn't see them.
He wasn't he wasn't a bad Spider-Man. He was in bad movies. They weren't good. They were fine. I watched them. I watched them back. God, I can't even remember how long it was. It was over the summer. It was at some point when I was like, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. I don't know why. I'm just gonna sleep on this couch. And I was like flipping through, and YouTube TV uh, is kind of like YouTube in the way that it suggests things for you
Yes.
based off of what you watch. And it was like, hey, this is on demand. It's Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. You should watch it. And I was like, damn right I should. So I just turned it on. And then immediately after it was over, watched the next one.
Yeah.
So I've watched them recently. They're just not really. He's fine. I think he's a good Spider-Man. There's also a part in the trailer that Lizard gets punched by what seems to be Ant-Man because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You can just see his face. I mean, either that or he's like he's sneezing or something. Maybe he was sneezing.
Yeah.
But he's like literally just like, "Kuh," there's like nobody there. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
I'm just
we
excited.
could show the trailer, but last time we did that,
Yeah.
Sony gave us a copyright claim.
Yeah, go suck something, Sony. Yeah, so I saw the trailer, and we're not spoiling anything other than what we saw in the trailer. Obviously, the bringing back of the old villains, I am completely in for of. Like I just said, I watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, 2 Tobey Maguire's villains coming from those movies. Like, I'm totally in for it. With the way the Marvel Universe has been treated recently, in recent history, I should say, with all these new, what was that generation of Marvel movies called? There's a name for it. I don't know.
Which
Since
generation?
Since Iron Man.
Oh, the MCU.
The MCU, yeah, whatever. The MCU movies and the way they've done,
Yes.
I've loved every movie. I didn't hate any of them.
Thor: The Dark World was pretty bad.
I didn't hate any of them. And all those movies.
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't good.
Actually, for my birthday 2 or 3 years ago, Abby and I binged every Marvel, the MCU universe, Marvel movies. That was my birthday present. We took like 2 months to get through all the movies, but we watched them in order of numerical release, not theatrical. So like starting with Captain Marvel, basically. Then Captain America, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Disney Plus helps you out with that too. Did you know that?
Not 2 years ago.
Okay, maybe not. But now, if you go to the Marvel area of Disney Plus, they have different menus where you can go in like the order that they were released or like chronological order, and they'll just put them in order. Like, here you go.
I've been meaning to do that for, I don't know, like since the first few Marvel movies started to come out, MCU movies started to come out, because I was interested, but I didn't know anything about these characters. And so the story, I was watching the bits and pieces. I was missing some movies, chopping into others, missing other ones. I was like, I need the story. I need to fill in the gaps that I'm missing. And I found like I screenshot something like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago, and it's been on my phone ever since. And I've held on to it, knowing that one day I was going to actually fulfill and watch all the movies in order. And then I finally did a couple years ago. It's really fun. It was an awesome birthday present.
It's a lot, especially now. I feel bad for anybody who's like, I'm going to start getting into the MCU now.
I don't feel bad. I think it's awesome. Because
it's awesome.
It's going to take you a long time. It's a lot of dedication, but you can do it.
There's so much content now. It's insane. It's just, it's a commitment. Absolutely insane.
It's a commitment.
It is at this point. Yeah. Because just jumping into like anybody who has no idea what's going on, jumping into like, this coming Spider-Man, like, good luck. If you don't know what no, you can't at this point.
I'm not super aware. Like I said, I've missed some movies, and I didn't miss any of them in the MCU. I've missed some of the Spider-Man ones. I didn't watch them. I saw Spider-Man No Way Home on a drive-through theater, but I did.
No, I saw either Homecoming or
maybe Homecoming. It might have been Homecoming.
Homecoming was the first one.
It's like 2 years ago.
Homecoming was the first one. The next one was what was the name of the other one? Something home, Far From Home.
That one,
where they went to like
they're all
Paris.
They all have like home in them, and it's very confusing.
Spider-Man Home Run.
Spider-Man Home Alone. Home Alone. Spider-Man Home Alone.
one.
Yeah. So we're over an hour on the podcast, and we have not. Well, not over an hour. We're around an hour, and we have not even gotten to a single subject that we have talked about prior to this podcast airing. And that's okay, because I think we've had a great episode, and we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna get to our last subject, which is gonna be the first subject. I think you would agree if we had to pick one of the two subjects, this would be the one to talk about. The Nintendo something or other. What's it called? Oh yeah. Okay. This was inspired, before I get to it, what we're calling it. This was inspired, I'm going to give him a shout out because he streams on Twitch. Dr. Sickmaster, my man. Thank you, man, for being a friend on Twitch.
Hang on. What is, I don't even know what we're talking about.
Nintendo, dude.
Go ahead.
Our Nintendo topic.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Dr. Sickmaster.
Good to go.
Joe, did I get Relay Command? I might have got Relay Command. Dr. Sickmaster on Twitch, I was on his Twitch the other night, and he was talking about, he's like, yo, me and B are finally breaking down. We're buying a Switch for the first time. And B is his wife.
Oh, that's who it was that you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, B is his wife, and B was like,
Right.
and Doc were like, hey, what are some must gets? What do we need to get? And I was thinking to myself, like, I wish I had a podcast. I'm being serious. I wish I had a podcast episode. I could just send them the link and listen to this.
Yeah. So we're gonna make it right now.
So that's what we're doing right now. So if you're either
an hour in,
listen, if you listen to our podcast, if you know every podcast, you can jump to every section of our podcast very easily. If you go to the information section of the podcast, no matter where you're listening, on YouTube or on audio, you just go to wherever the information is stored on your podcast. You can just jump cut to anywhere. So if you don't care about the first hour, if you don't give a crap about that, you can jump right to this moment right now, which, hello, if you're jumping to this moment right now, we're going to get into Nintendo, and Doc and his wife are getting a Switch for the first time and inspired this episode. And it's going to be about, if you are getting a Switch for the first time, what are the must-buy games that you need to buy? If you're buying a Switch, what games are you walking out of the store with, or going in the eShop at home and downloading immediately? The first few games. And if you already have a Switch, if you don't already have these games in your collection, what games should you fill out your collection with?
Yeah, that's going to be more of mine.
Yeah, so I'm going to take more of the, if you're getting a Switch first time, here's a list of games that you need to walk out of the store with. You can pick or choose whichever ones you might be more interested in. That's going to be personal preference. But as far as which games are worth walking out of the store with on day one, that's my list. And Drip, what's your list?
So I got some indies that I really like. I've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 indies, and then I've got some other stuff. You're kind of given the basics of, like, if you just got a Switch, you got to get these games. These are the ones you have to have. I have kind of like that, in my opinion. These are ones that may not be for everybody, but there's probably something for everyone on this list.
Good way to put it. So that's so both our lists is pretty much going to be for everyone. Now, every game might not be for everyone, like Drip just said, but there's going to be a game for you on this list.
Yeah, I feel like I've made a video just like this at some point.
You probably have, and if you have,
I need to go back and look in the archives. But I feel like one of my the first 6 months I was doing YouTube, I made a video like this.
Yeah. So
and people still comment on it like, there's way better games on the Switch. I'm like, dude, this was like like someone said in that before someone was like, what did they say? Why isn't Animal Crossing on this list? I'm like, well, this video came out 2 years before Animal Crossing was released. That's why. I mean, I'm sorry.
Some people
I'm very sorry. It's a very old video, and I'm probably sound like an idiot. And anyway, stop watching it.
Okay, so do you want to start with my list because it's kind of the more obvious one?
We can kind of go back and forth if you want.
I love that idea. That's why you're here.
And then I'll throw in indies here and there. I'll kind of go off my indies list, and then we can just kind of talk about what we like about them.
All right,
maybe things to watch out for. Maybe whatever.
Okay,
whatever you want to do.
So in no particular order, even though there is kind of an order, but whatever. In no particular order. The first game that you should consider just walking out of the store with when buying your Switch for the first time or filling in your collection if you don't already have it is the newest Mario Party just came out. What's that? Mario Party Superstars?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't played that game, probably a lot of you haven't because it just came out. It's a remake of the 64 versions of Mario Party. I'm sorry, reskinned.
It's got the maps.
Got the
It's
maps
got the map.
and
Yeah.
mini games, right? From what I understand, a lot of mini games
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got a lot of the 64 stuff.
it's
I wouldn't call it a
inspired.
complete
It's
remake. Yeah.
inspired by the 64
Yeah.
games heavily, and it's a
Yes.
blast. If you've tried the first, we were considering doing like a what not to buy. Hey, guess what? Number one, what not to
What not
buy
to buy.
was
Yeah.
that game, Mario, the original Mario
The
Party that came out
original.
on the
There's no
Switch.
reason now. There's
No,
no
no
reason.
reason.
And this isn't even
Absolutely.
on the list, but again, if we're talking to people who are looking for a Mario game to play, you don't need to buy whatever I mean, my God.
Talk to your microphone.
What's it called? The Wii U what is it? Super Mario Wii U Deluxe
Oh yeah, yeah,
Special Plus, whatever it is. I don't remember the damn name. You don't need to buy that. Buy Mario Maker 2.
yeah,
Like there's no need to buy that game. Buy
yeah.
Mario Maker 2 because it never ends. Not on the list, but okay. I have one. All right, first one I'm gonna go with is a newer one. It's also up for Game of the Year, which I really hope it wins. I don't know if it's going to. I voted for it last night. We actually did. I did my votes on stream last night.
Ooh,
You were probably sleeping
I
when that was
was,
happening.
yeah, I was a baby.
But Metroid Dread.
Mm.
Listen, I have to be honest. The whole Metroidvania genre of games, I'm not the biggest into it. Like I played the 2 Ori games, not to completion. I played Metroid, Super Metroid, I think is the only other Metroid game I've played. It's just, I don't know. You know me, man. My
Yeah.
my attention span is about that long. Uh ADHD prevents me from really having like focus on a map where I have to backtrack and do these things. Metroid Dread was a completely different story. I couldn't put it down. I was lost for 3 hours and I was happy to be lost for 3 hours. I loved every second of it. It was amazing. I think that's a game. Again, that's filling out your library a little bit. I don't think it's essential. I mean, unless you like, if you like Metroidvanias, it's it's a great one. If it got
Yeah.
me to like it, it's got to be a great one because
Yeah.
I'm not even into that stuff.
Yeah, this is not a list of the best games on Switch. This is the
Mhm.
list of, the games that you want to fill out your collection with if you already have a Switch collection, or if you're just buying a Switch, games that you could walk out of the store confident that it's a good game. Now,
Yeah, and you have those. So
only
tell
you,
me another one.
Only you can decide, guys. Only you buying this game. Only you can decide whether or not you actually want this game. Because for you, Metroid Dread, Metroid Dread, I bought it and I like it, but I could easily put it down. It frustrates me too much. So that's an example of a game.
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
Like I was lost for 3 hours, man. Yeah, I was frustrated.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, I see you in the chat, by the way. I see you.
You're seen.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky. Jeeb and I decided that we're not going to cuss on this episode.
I already cursed a couple times. I already cursed a couple times.
But nobody said that. Nobody said anything bad, right?
I said bad words. I told you two each. We're good. I listen to every second of this after in post anyway. Okay, so the next game that you can feel confident walking out of the store with, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, of course. Yeah. Of course you can walk out of the store confident with that. People already have millions upon millions of people already have. So
I think that is the game. Like that's for everybody.
That'd be number one. If we're doing that, we're not, but if we were, that'd be number one.
Yeah, that's the one that's like, okay, this is something that everyone can play. This is something it's easy enough to hop into, once you get further into it and start realizing, how to really get some, I mean, you can go a long way with it. It's got a lot of versatility, honestly, as a game. And, it's got all the content. 9's probably coming soon, but we're not going to get into that. That was last week.
No, we're not going to get that. Well, what are we going to get to next?
I want to do an indie, and I've made like one video on my channel about indie games, and it was like a point where I was just like trying some different stuff. I don't really do that a lot, which I may go back to. But a few of these games that I have on this list are from that video because I do like them, and I still go back and I played this one again recently on my iPad. Actually, it's on whatever that is, Apple Arcade.
Yes, Apple Arcade. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called The Last Campfire.
Okay, give us a little explanation, description.
So it kind of reminds you puzzle-wise. So I don't know how to explain it. It's puzzles like Zelda puzzles. Move this, do that, sort of. to move on to the next thing. But the way that you know you're going the right way, there's this woman who narrates the entire thing. There's no combat in this game at all. You don't fight anybody.
Okay.
You literally walk around. You're like this, like a lost soul, kind of, right? And it's a very metaphoric game. Like once you get to the end, you realize, like, oh, I totally get all this now. But it's kind of a puzzle game. But it's that woman's voice. I don't know what her accent is, but it is the most soothing voice I've ever heard in my life. And when you're going the right way or moving the right things, she starts talking and starts, telling you more of the story. So as you go through, you're getting this story from this woman who's just talking to you while it's amazing. No combat,
Wow.
like I said, but it is fantastic. I've played through it twice. It's absolutely fantastic. I will say this, um, it runs better on my iPad than it runs on the Switch.
It's sad. This is
It
their
does.
is this
Okay,
the
now here's the
M1
thing.
iPad?
No,
No,
no. This is just
the
this is
first
just the
iPad
second, like the
Pro,
second generation iPad Pro.
second generation. Okay.
Um, it's not the type of game where frame rate matters, but I will tell you, it does have frame rate issues. It looks very good visually. It does have frame rate issues, but it doesn't really matter because there's no combat, there's no timing on it. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
walking around listening to a story, moving blocks, you know, carrying things places, pulling levers, doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not intense graphically to where you would need 60 frames per second or something like that. You know what I mean? You just don't need it. So it
Right.
doesn't make that big of a deal, but if you're into story, fantastic.
I will check that game out. For sure. That sounds like something I might enjoy. I love my story, as you guys know. The next game you should consider walking out the store with on day one of buying your Switch is Mario Odyssey. And before I get into Mario Odyssey, I'd like to give a special thanks to Mega Boyd in our Twitch chat, in our podcasts, in the community, all together, Drip and myself, for sure. Mega Boyd, thank you so much for sending me this game to play. For some reason, and that's why I like to frame this as either day one Switch buys or filling out your collection, because I didn't have this game. I didn't have this game until, I don't know, a few weeks ago when Megabyte sent it to me. So it's 2021. So I'm filling out my collection with this game that came out 4 years ago. And it's a game that everyone says that's a must play for on Switch. Never played it until now. And I can assure you now.
I can't believe you haven't played that until now. It's insane to me that you haven't played
Funny,
that.
I did play it a few months ago at a Best Buy on a fake Switch, it was a real Switch, but connected to the Best Buy terminal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I played. Technically speaking, I played it once before, but it's a phenomenal game. I don't need to get. I haven't gotten that far into it, but I'm already.
Yeah,
I can already tell.
it's great.
I'm in New Dog City. It's what a game.
Oh yeah, you're in, man. You're pretty far in then.
I was when I was on my bedridden for a week. I played a lot of it. It couldn't get Mega Boy. You could not send that game at a better time. I was bedridden for a week, and it's just me and my Switch and the TV, and all I did was play handheld Mario Odyssey.
I know I'll get shit for it, but for me, the two best Mario games are that one and Mario 64. I know everybody loves Galaxy 2. I get it. I'm sorry. Mario 64 is where it started, and I feel like Odyssey is that game just better. It's just like an updated version. Like everything I wanted, would have hoped at that game if they remade 64 now. Like I feel like it's Odyssey.
Yeah.
Well, plus Cappy. I mean, that's different too. But just I think it's just done so well. Those are my two favorites. I really, really, really loved Odyssey.
Arguably the best Mario game to come out.
It is.
Ever.
I can totally agree with that.
And as in Nintendo fashion, it's a game for everyone. So it especially fits this list of just don't even think about it. You got the cash, buy that cartridge on day one.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna stay away from indies for this one. I'll go to one of the other ones. We already did Dread. I'll just go down the list here. Monster Hunter Rise. Again, not a game for everyone. If you're familiar with the Monster Hunter, the gameplay, and you like it, I mean, this is probably one of the best looking games on Switch, and it is an absolute blast. It's so much fun.
Frame rates are
I
buttery smooth.
everything.
The graphics look fantastic on the Switch.
and the online's it's the
Online,
best online game on the Switch.
absolutely.
It's very, very everything's
It's hard
solid.
to argue with that.
Mario Kart's pretty good too. Mario Kart didn't have a lot of problems.
Yeah, it really. You're right. You're right. You're right. But as far as like non-Nintendo games are concerned,
yeah, Monster Hunter,
the best,
my God.
the best.
And they just keep adding
multiplayer.
content. Did you see they just added the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff?
I did hear about that. And next year we're getting a new update. Next year, Sun something or other for DLC.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
We're getting new DLC next year.
A huge DLC coming.
I'll let you get back to what you're going to say. But quickly, I want to say about Monster Hunter Rise is that like within a week, 2 weeks maybe, they were releasing updates, patches, DLC even, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was planned. Yeah.
I know it was planned, but I mean,
free. It's just
and we're getting more DLC next year. Like, dude.
Okay, the new DLC is paid though. The new stuff is paid.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm totally on board with paid DLC.
Yeah, it's a big update. It's going to be a big update.
I'm fine with that. There's nothing wrong with paid DLC. They work hard. They deserve the money.
My list's a little different, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because that gameplay style is honestly, it's something I didn't know if I would really like because I was never really into Monster Hunter. I didn't really. I played. I think my little brother's the one who played Monster Hunter World or whatever it is. Like I watched him play a little bit of it and played like I was like, yeah, it was a little too much. There's like too much going on. Rise kind of simplifies some of the stuff that's like really overly complicated in the other games.
Yeah.
They kind of simplify it down a little bit and kind of streamline things. It's just a ton of fun, man. And honestly, the thing I love about the game the most, honestly, I mean, obviously fighting the monsters, but once you do, you get their parts, you go back, you make new armor, you get that gear looking sick out there. Like, dude, and I got the amiibo. I got all 3 of the amiibos now. And when you get the amiibos, you get all the armor that looks like the big main monster on the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it is just
yeah.
It looks good. It looks good. Anyway, that game again, not for everybody, but it's solid all around. Solid all around.
Each of these games require like a preface of like do your research. A lot of these Nintendo games, Mario Kart, Mario Party. Obviously, you don't need to do too much research on those because they've been around for decades now.
Mine especially.
Yeah, but like
honestly, the ones you're saying, I would say just about every one of them, people could walk in a store and pop it in and be like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Yes, and like Drip just said, a lot of his games intentionally here, they're not exactly for everyone, but do your research. Because if you're into that kind of genre, into that kind of gameplay, these games are for you, for sure. So, getting back to my list, the next one on my list is going to be, let's go with, because I have 3 left, let's go with Breath of the Wild. Now, Doc.
Easy.
Doc, you inspired, Doc, this is inspired for you, obviously, because you're the one who told me, like, look, I'm not into Zelda. I don't want to get Breath of the Wild.
Dude, Breath of the Wild is still, today, the best game on the system by 10 miles.
Not the best Zelda game. The best game.
The best game on the system. Hands down. It's maybe not the best frame rate. Not, it's got its little issues here and there.
It's locked at 30. There's a small portion.
Unless you're in the forest or somewhere weird.
Just the forest.
There's areas where it's just.
It's so. I was telling Doc this on his stream. You can play. There are hundreds of hours of gameplay in this game. Hundreds of hours. In those hundreds of hours, you're gonna experience like less than 1% of frame drops. In those hundreds of hours.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's not like we're not talking about Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Oh no, yeah, that's a
different story. But in Breath of it's less than 1% of all your hours of gameplay. You're not gonna experience.
Right.
You're barely gonna notice it. And when it does happen, it's gonna be like, oh, that's weird. And then you'll get over it, and then it stops. It's Anyway, like you just said, it's the best game on the system. Yeah, it's the least Zelda game of any Zelda game that there is.
Yeah, so they completely redid the formula has been thrown out. They've taken whatever pieces they wanted from it and dropped it into it's completely different. It's open world. It's not go to castle, go to castle, go to castle, go to castle, go to Ganon. That's how the old Zelda games were, which is fine. I love Zelda, obviously. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But what they did with this was a huge risk, massive risk to change this franchise the way they did, but it kind of needed it.
It did.
Like, I'm a big Zelda fan, but like Zelda, it's funny now because we talk about Zelda like it's like some like, oh, it's Zelda. And to some people it is, but I mean, Zelda wasn't the biggest franchise ever. Breath of the Wild has brought it back, like way back.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're talking about sales wise, what, 20 million copies? More than that now?
Oh, more than that. Yeah.
The next best selling Zelda game, if I'm not mistaken, is 8 million copies, and it's Twilight Princess. So
Yeah. Listen, Doc. I hope you're listening to this, and any of you else out there who is on the fence for getting Breath of the Wild, just listen. Buy it. Geeb will refund you if you don't want it.
yes, he will, not me.
No, that's a lie. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I was gonna say one more thing. Let me convince you like this, Doc. So I was right in your seat, man. I didn't like Zelda. I just bought a Switch. I knew I wasn't a Zelda fan. Okay. My first cartridges that I purchased for my Switch, my day one purchases, they weren't my day one purchase. Actually, they were. My day one purchases were Crash Bandicoot Kart, the Kart game, which I kept that for like 2 weeks and sold it because it was so bad. I hated it. I liked it as a kid.
It's tough to get your head around now.
As a kid, I played all the time. And that's why I was like, oh, there's a remake? Oh, yeah. No.
I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
I bought that cartridge. And then later on, not day one, but later on, I eventually bought on cartridge BioShock, the trilogy. I bought that. I barely play that, but it's fun. But what I'm getting to is
I hadn't opened it.
What I'm getting to is I had purchased Link's Awakening Remake on the Switch. That's
before Breath of the Wild.
Before Breath of the Wild, because I was so on the fence with Zelda in general, and especially that game. I bought that game first. And let me tell you something. I made a big mistake. I made a huge mistake because, obviously, a big mistake. I think I made a mistake in the sense that game now ranks so low for me because of my negative experience with it. But after playing Breath of the Wild, it's like a gateway drug to all the other Zelda games. And now I'm a big Zelda fan.
Because now you went back and you're playing Skyward Sword and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Exactly.
If you would have played that game before Breath of the Wild, you'd have been like, I don't like this.
I'm like, it's junk.
I don't like this. I guarantee you'd have been like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
like, why do you like this stuff?
I probably would have. And I have regrets because when I bought Breath of the Wild, not because I bought it, but when I bought it. Because I think I would love that Link's Awakening remake. Because I'm not playing. My Game & Watch is hidden. On my Game & Watch, I've been playing a whole bunch of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Game & Watch, which is the original 93 version, the Game Boy version. I'm having so much fun. I'm in the second dungeon. I'm blazing through this game on the Game & Watch. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
I haven't had time to play mine.
But
mine's just on the shelf back here. It's there.
But the remake, I don't like the remake, and I still don't like the remake. One day I'm gonna like one day I'm gonna like it, but that remake got ruined for me because I didn't buy Breath of the Wild and play it first.
Yeah, I liked it. I really
buy
liked it.
Breath of the Wild, Doc.
Yeah,
please.
hands down. Breath of the Wild.
If you don't like it, I will. If you don't like it, I'll gift a sub to your community.
So put a bow on it. Breath of the Wild's really good. You should buy it.
Yes. Next.
I'm gonna do 2 really quick. Just quick fire here. First one, Blue Fire. This isn't like an indie game. Blue Fire. This is kind of a combination of, we were talking about Zelda games, kind of a combination of a 3D Zelda game and something like Hollow Knight.
Yep.
Where you kind of have, it's kind of like, it's sort of like a 3D Metroidvania-ish. It's kind of like that. It's hard to explain. It is extremely difficult, though. Extremely difficult. I didn't finish the game. I did not finish the game. I streamed it once, played a little bit after that, and I was like, dude, I don't have the capacity for this right now. I haven't gone back to it, but man, it's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Worth the pickup. Price is right. That one's good. Another one I played a bunch of, but didn't finish, but I did do a review of it. I actually have a video on it. Lonely Mountains Downhill.
Oh, okay.
You are on a mountain bike. The controls are very cool. I really love the controls of this game. I think this is it's on other systems too. But again, price is right on this one. It's really fun. It's literally you trying to get down a downhill mountain bike course as fast as you can, and you're kind of looking at the mountain,
I think I
and the
saw you.
bike's
I
kind
think
of
did you make a video on that?
yeah. I actually went to a mountain and sat on a mountain and did a review of it on a mountain.
I don't remember that. I
Yeah,
should go back and watch
it
that.
was it was like May and it was snowing. I was like, this is weird, but I'm gonna go up here and just make a video. Yeah,
YouTube.com/Drip Media Gaming.
there you go. So yeah, two quick fire ones right there. Both indies, but both very good, very very good games. And like I said, Price is Right. See, Gels agrees. Great
Yeah,
game. I
she
see it
does.
right there.
Okay, so my second to last one is this one is the one I told you I was going to keep from you just so you can listen to it now. It's not a game. That's why I kept it from you. It is, and again, this is day one.
Calculator.
Yeah, you got me. And Popeye, same developer. RGT shout out. Yeah, so it's not a game, but it is a day one purchase for Nintendo you need to buy, and it comes with games. That would be the expansion pack. Nintendo 64 Online is a must buy.
Controversy.
Day one. It's not for me. It's not controversial at all. Not even close to controversial. It's for me. It's
the pitchforks are coming out, man.
No brainer.
Pitchforks are coming out.
Go ahead. Pitchfork me.
Torches.
Dude, $80 for a family plan, $50 for a single plan. Both of them very, 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 very worth it. Very worth it. I've had more fun. So what's the first two? The NES and the SNES, Switch Online virtual consoles. I have a total of probably 5 hours between the two of them. And I've had some fun. 5 hours is fine. I've already played 10 hours of the 64 Online. And have no plans to stop. There's not a game on there that I don't enjoy. I even played Yoshi's Story recently, and having again. Remember, I told you I had those nostalgic moments with 64 Mario Kart 64. Yeah. I had the same. Yep. I forgot I ever played Yoshi's Story. I have played it, and when I heard Yoshi singing, tingles in my whole body. Like, dude, I'm 10 again. I'm 10 again.
I want to add to this. All the people who are mad about the fog and the latency are just the stupid bullshit that everyone's mad about. I just want you to go online, go to YouTube, look up any video on the GTA collection that just came out. That's $60. Look at that pile of garbage. Like, I'm sorry there's not fog in one area of the game. Like, come on, dude. Insane. Absolutely insane.
I think Alex is going to review it, so I put his link in the chat. I did watch Nintendo Life's review of it. Really disappointing.
I watched Digital Foundry's video on it. They do like in-depth dives on like oh man, they ate it alive. It's so bad.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing. But we're not talking about that.
They ate it alive.
We're not talking about that.
All right, let's move on here. I'm gonna. I forgot I have two. You only have one. I need to double these up.
Well, I have some honorable mentions as well.
Okay, so we did Dread. We did Monster Hunter. Another one I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about two here. Very different, but both games I really, really like. The first one is Astral Chain.
Okay.
It is absolutely fantastic. It's made by the same people who make like Bayonetta. So like the Bayonetta 3 it's coming out, Bayonetta 2 is on the Switch, Bayonetta 1 comes with that.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fantastic. The gameplay is really like the shining star of this. It's kind of like a button mash beat 'em up style gameplay, but not. It's more complex than that. So you're trying to do combos, but what it is you are you're a police officer, really, right? But you control these like I'm just for ease of understanding, I'm just going to call them robots. You have these robots on a leash, right? But you can send them out. You have 4 different ones as you go through the game, but you send them out and you control that thing. It has its own set of moves, but at the same time, it's on a leash. So you can like wrap your enemies up in the leash and do combos of like your
Yeah.
character and the robot fighting to get. It's absolutely insane. It is. It is. I cannot stress enough how great of a game this is, and the controls sound difficult because you're controlling two things at once,
Right.
but it just works. I don't really know how to explain how it just feels right, but it's like you're moving one person with this stick and the other one with it's just you don't have to know how to do it to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just happens. It feels natural when you start doing it, and then you start learning combos. Absolutely amazing game. Uh, that one, and anybody looking for a racing game on the Switch, the best racing game by 10 miles on the Switch is Grid Autosports.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
uh,
yeah.
it's absolutely fantastic. It looks incredible. It
For the
runs
Switch.
incredible. No, no, it looks good. I'm telling you, this is one of the best looking games on the Switch.
Yeah.
You can do it in performance mode, and it takes a little bit of a hit graphics wise, but it'll run 60. Or you can put it, in the other mode. I don't remember what it's called, quality mode or whatever,
Quality graphics.
and it's absolutely. Oh my god, it looks so good, but it runs at 30. So you're getting one or the other, but the gameplay fantastic, and it also you can hook a GameCube controller up to the Switch and get the analog trigger to work with the gas.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's very awesome.
Is
That's
it the
very
only
awesome.
is that
That's
the only
huge.
game that does
I
that?
believe it is the only one. Yes, I
That's
believe it's the only one.
crazy. That's
There
crazy.
might be one other. I'm not thinking of it right now, but I know I just reviewed NASCAR Heat Ultimate Edition, and it
Yeah, yeah.
will not do that. It
Yeah,
does
that
not have that ability,
sad
which
face.
sucks because man, that game needs it bad, real bad, especially to play without any of the driving aids on.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's really hard. So yeah, Astral Chain, Great Auto Sports. Give us another one, Jeeb.
First, I want to address the chat Twitch break real quick. Queen Mermaid Nation has said, "Hey Jeeb, what was the name of the game you last talked about? I need to play Yoshi's Story." Uh, Queen Mermaid Nation, fear not. It is the Switch Online expansion pack. So if you
Yes.
have an online subscription, you pay for the what is it like the $20 a month for it on Switch Online. They give you a couple of virtual consoles to play around with, this SNES and the NES. That comes with the online the $20 a year for your single plan. If you have that, what you gotta do is you have to upgrade to the new expansion pack. It's $50 a year for a single pack, and it gives you access to Nintendo 64 games, a bunch of them. I'm not gonna list now, and also Sega Genesis games. So if you're not aware, that's what you got to do. Because that's Play Yoshi's Story. Because man, I had so much fun. It's almost demonic in a way because it's not even in tune. Like when Yoshi sings, it's really bad. But oh my god, the nostalgic kicks. Just like holy crap, it makes me happy thinking about like when you were 10. At least me, when I was 10, playing Yoshi's Story for the first time, and it's a blast. It's got Mario Kart 64. It's so good. That's what we were just talking about. Now for my next game, and actually it's the final game until we get to our honorable mentions that didn't make the cut, for the games that you were most likely or most should walk out of the store with on day one of purchasing your Switch or to fill out your collection, is going to be Animal Crossing. Now, I want to explain this a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because let me tell you something. I have now bought Animal Crossing. I have a cartridge that I purchased with my money, but my first 100 hours of Animal Crossing were on Abby's digital purchase. She was like, on day one, when we bought a Switch, she's like, the only game I want to play. The only game I want to play is Animal Crossing New Horizons, because she used to play it on her old original DS. She played the whatever game that was, New Leaf, or whatever it was called for the original DS. I don't know, whatever Animal Crossing game that was. That's what she played.
New Leaf was 3DS, right?
I don't
remember. The DS was out, right?
Whatever the DS one was, that's one she played.
I don't know.
That version.
New Horizons is my first Animal Crossing game.
City Folk, Joe says. Thank you. If you're right, thanks.
But
if you're wrong,
I fell in love. Yeah. I mean, New Horizons, I didn't care.
Yeah. We actually did.
Like, I'm gonna try it just because I YouTube things.
Wild Worlds. That's what it was. That is definitely what it was, Jules.
Okay. Either way, yeah. I when I bought the game, I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. 3 days later, hadn't put it down except to sleep. And yeah, I mean, the rest was history at that point.
It's unbelievable because again, when I'm thinking about this list, I'm thinking about Doc and B because they were the inspiration. When I think, and B wants this game. That's why they're buying a Switch, because B, his wife, really wants to play Animal Crossing, and Doc, I think, could take it or leave it. Doc, you're me last year, right now. Abby wanted to buy it. Wasn't about it. I supported her decision to buy it, but I was never gonna. I never had any intention to play it, dude. You need to play it. You need to play it with your wife.
It's an obsession.
It's an obsession. In fact, you're gonna need a second Switch, because not only have we bought one Switch, we didn't just buy 2 Switches. We now are in possession of 3 Switches.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. The reason we have 2 is because we both needed our own Animal Crossing island.
Yeah,
that's really why we needed 2. And 3 was.
I got rid of a lot of my. Listen, I'm doing better. I am doing better. You know how many Switches are in this house right now?
Yeah.
How many? Guess.
1.
No.
Really? You kept one? Which one?
No. Yes, 2.
Which one did you keep?
Switch Lite, the original special edition Pokemon Switch Lite is up on the shelf still.
That's a really good one.
I did keep that. I got rid of the yellow one. I got rid of the gray one. My kids have the other one down in Charleston, theirs, which they never play it. That thing's coming back here. That's a whole nother story.
Which one is it that they have?
They have the turquoise. Light.
The pretty one, yeah.
Yeah. And then I sold the other 2. I kept all the Joy-Cons and the docks, but I mean, once I got this, it's like I don't need those other ones, man. This thing looks so much better. Like I messed up though. I should have kept one, because I want to start another Animal Crossing island, and I can't do it without another Switch.
You're really gonna hate yourself in like 10 years, and you're really gonna hate yourself in like 30 years. Like you're gonna really hate yourself.
I'm not gonna care. I don't care.
Well, they're very expensive. You are. Yeah. So one more time, just to reiterate, Animal Crossing, dude. You gotta. That is a game you walk out with, and again, hundreds of hours of content. Controversial because the hundreds of hours are spent wasting time. And that is a kind of a gripe of the game for me, especially, is that so much of the game is wasting your time.
Is it a waste of time, though?
Intentional. You tell me.
Is it a waste of time? Because
you tell me all of your streams of when you went to the Dodo airport, and you tell me if that wasn't wasted time or not.
An express lane in the airport would be nice.
See, I'm telling you. But we don't have an express lane.
To use Nook Miles tickets. It would be nice to have an express lane in the airport. I agree.
There was lots of wasted time.
Lots of dialogue, lots of unnecessary dialogue. I can't argue that. I can't argue that. Lots of unnecessary dialogue. Let's move on. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna double up again. I got 2 more indies. One of them, actually both of these are really short, priced very well. The first one is a short hike. I think it's $8. I'm pretty sure it's $8. So, essentially, it is it's got a weird art style. It's like this 8-bit art style, but it's like purposely overdone.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. It's got like CRTT, like scan line. It's very weird. It's very weird. They did it they had this one in an indie direct a couple years ago, and I was like, ugh, I hate the way that looks. I'm never playing that. But it's like $8, and I was like, I'll try it. I played through the whole game. It's not long, but essentially you're a bird, and you're on this island, and the island is pretty much an open world. It starts out you need to call your mom on a phone, right?
Yeah.
But down at the bottom of the mountain where you're at, you don't have service, so you have to get to the top of the mountain. The whole point of the game is to get to the top of the mountain. You can do that pretty quick. You can do that in a couple hours. Be done with the game. But to go explore there's a lot more content that I didn't actually go do. But the more you go and do this and that, you collect these feathers, which makes you be able to like climb longer or fly longer.
Yep.
However many feathers you have depend on how many like wing flaps you get or whatever, but like there's some points in the game where you can literally just jump off a cliff and just glide around. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, and the story's really good. It's not like an in-depth thing, but it's like it's nice enough for a couple hours to get up to the top of the mountain to see what the phone call was so important about. It's a nice little story. That one is very good. Kind of like a heartwarming thing. This next one is the exact opposite. It's really, really funny. Ooh, I have another one too.
You just
I'm
I'm out
tripling
of
up.
I'm out of them, so you just go for
Okay,
it.
I'm tripling up here. So this game is hilarious. The dialogue is absolutely hilarious. The gameplay is super simple. It's called Donut County. You literally are moving a hole around these scenes, right? And you let things just drop in. And as they drop in, the little hole gets bigger. And then you can like swallow buildings and like all this stuff. That's literally the game. But then between those, you get whoa, Willie, you're killing it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm not trying to interrupt
Whoa,
you, but
Willie.
dude,
Wow.
lots of bits
Um,
from Willie tonight. Thank you so much, Willie.
Awesome. Awesome. So the dialogue in between, it's like this girl and she's like best friends with a raccoon, and they like end up they're like fighting, and like it's kind of like you swallowing all the stuff in the hole is like a prequel to the story that you're telling between levels.
Yeah.
It's really well done. It's cheap. It's worth the money. It's the dialogue's hilarious between them fighting back and forth and like the circle of people stuck in the hole. It's it's really good. Uh so the last one is Katana Zero.
Okay.
Okay, this game.
Games I have not played, just mind you.
Okay, this game's really it starts out pretty difficult. It gets to a certain point where it's like, yo, this is insane. So it's kind of like you're going through these levels, right? But you have all these moves where it's like you can slash your sword, you can jet this way, jump this way, slide here, do this, do that. But it's one shot. If you get one shot, you're dead.
Okay.
So nobody can shoot. Like everybody has guns and you have a sword, by the way.
All right.
So you're like, and you have like, you can like slow down time for a little bit of time and jump
Like the Matrix.
It's like that. It's a lot like that. It's very, very, very good. Um, it's it's honestly it's one of those games. A lot of those type of games where it's like, oh, nope, you're dead. Start over. I get really frustrated with, but they do it on a level to level basis, so it's not that big of a deal. And what happens is as you go through, you kind of learn like, okay, I got hit with a bullet there. I know I need to duck here. I need to slow down time here. Like as you come through it, you start learning like how you should take this level on. It's very, very satisfying when you get through these levels. It
Yeah,
is,
man.
and the story is very good too. Very, very good. Like
You're
the the
yeah.
the person you play as is completely insane. Completely insane. And they go to the doctor, and the doctor is like giving you these shots, like medicating you. It's really crazy. It's
Yeah.
nuts. And those happen again, kind of like the last game. They happen like between levels, like cutscene stuff between levels. You go back to your apartment. There's like this little girl there. It's all weird. Like she comes to the door and talks to you, and like it's very, very strange. It's all around good. All around good. So go ahead with your honorable mentions, and I'll do my last two AAA titles here.
Very good. Okay, so in no particular order, once again, my honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list of absolutely everybody can walk out of the store with these and be happy with, but they're real close. First one up is 3D All Stars Collection. Now, you're not technically allowed to walk out of the store with this one, but if you were,
I will say this.
yeah,
I went into Best Buy. Do you remember when I was in Best Buy the other, what was it, 2 weeks ago? And I said, look at this, guys. Here's a copy of what game was supposed to come out that I didn't get to buy that day that they were like, no.
Mario Party.
Mario Party. It was on the shelves, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. But they didn't let me buy that. But I also saw like 14 copies of
14.
the 3D collection. They were stacked deep. They were stacked deep.
Like I just said, technically not allowed to buy it these days, but it is still in store shelves if you can find them, because it's they made so many. If you bought an extra one for for reasons of future selling. You know, if you you're not. They made so many copies. It's crazy. But 3D All-Star Collection includes Mario 64, which arguably is the best way to play it on Switch. Mario Sunshine.
Well, especially now, what you didn't mention is they added support for the 64 controller.
They did add support for 64 controllers. So if
you're
one of the lucky ones to get your hands on one, which not to brag, but thanks to my brother, I was able to get one on time and actually
mine's
have
upstairs,
one.
But
yeah,
mine's upstairs.
So it's got that, and then it's got Mario Galaxy as well on the trifecta 3 Mario games. That is all 3 of those games are spectacular. Excuse me, I have to belch. I think I drink 2 8%ers. All right, I know water, and no dinner.
You're all right. You're good. We're almost there.
We're almost there. 3D All Stars, fantastic. I've had so much fun playing Galaxy, especially.
It's really
so good. Like you're saying earlier, you're saying 64 is better than Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your opinion.
Hey, yeah,
you're allowed to have it. I'm not gonna take it away from you. I think Galaxy is a little bit better, and I've yet to play Galaxy 2 because people have said Galaxy 2 is the better Galaxy. So I can't wait to try that game out. And again, so 2 more of my honorable mentions. This one is pretty. It's a great game. WarioWare Get It Together is a great game. It's a $50 game, not a full price $60 game. But you can. It's a bunch of mini games. Where you play as Wario and all of his friends, what were there, 14 characters, all do one thing or maybe 2, but in a very specific way. And it's micro games, actually, not mini games, micro games.
Yes, they are micro.
What are they? 5? Each match is 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds. It's a blast. It's one of those, like, all those snaps represent quick gameplay. It's incredibly quick. Very fun, fast-paced. Maybe wait for a sale, if I'm being quite honest with you. Not because it's not worth it, but because, you might have a little bit of buyer's remorse because it's so $50 is a lot of money for a game that is, not a ton.
I played the demo and I was like,
oh, you didn't buy it? Really?
Nope. I played the demo and I was like, I'm good.
I bought it for Abby for her birthday. And
you played more of it than she did.
Yes, but she liked it. She liked it. But here's the thing. Here's what's funny. She hates Wario. Like when we play Mario Party and Wario's in the game, she's like wants to vomit because she hates Wario so much. But she saw the trailer and was like, "Yo,
dude, it's his weird crooked mustache." Is what it is.
She was like, "Yo, that's a game I think I want to play." She's like, "I want to play that game." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, honey, I'll buy that for you. I'll buy that for your birthday," and I did. And she played like none of it, and I'm kind of sad. But yeah, no, it's a fun game. WarioWare, Get It Together on Switch is really really fun. Consider it for on day one.
Question: how many more honorable mentions do you have?
Uno. One more.
Go for it.
The last honorable mention that I have to mention is Mario 3D World and plus Bowser's Fury.
Dude, that should have been on your list. That's great.
It's an honor for me. It's an honorable mention because Bowser's Fury is so short, and 3D World already came out on the Wii U.
I think.
Are you really gonna?
I think
are you gonna pick up
Bowser's Fury alone is worth $60. It's short. It's short. I get it. It's short, but God, if that's not the future of Mario, Nintendo is. I can't say it because I can't cuss, but
you can curse.
Messing up.
You can do one. It's fine.
No, I'm not gonna do it. It makes you edit a lot. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, thank you. I'm still gonna edit a lot. It's fine. It's just on the way.
I really, really enjoy what they did with that, and the 3D World's great. I mean, 3D World is amazing. That's a really good Mario game.
It's really good, but put it up against Mario Odyssey and tell me that if you had to pick one to walk out of the store with, which Mario game you're gonna walk out with? It's gonna be Odyssey. I couldn't and Mario Kart's different. That's why I put it on the list. Mario Kart is not a Mario game.
I don't know, man. Now that you say it, it's like
3D World or Odyssey.
Knowing what I know about I enjoyed Bowser's Fury that much. I loved Bowser's Fury. I hope they make a full game like that. That was absolutely amazing.
Me too. That's why it's on my honorable mentions. Like I love it too.
All right,
but it's not Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean we don't have to. Yeah, we're not going to get into a fist fight this week. We can only do one of those a month.
That's correct. But yeah, no, totally. Those are my honorable mentions. Wonderful game. All the games I mentioned, I own and I love. So, Oh, hey, first time chatter, Griff Mendez. Thank you so much for chatting. I appreciate it. If you drop a follow,
hey,
I'd more appreciate it. Okay, what's your honorable mentions?
These are not honorable mentions. These are still.
Oh, you
I'm
still
still
got
on the
more,
list, dude.
dude. You added a lot.
I have two more. Two more.
Oh wait, actually,
Again.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm going to stop you one more time because Griff Mendez makes a great point. 3D World has online multiplayer. Very good point. If you've ever tried if you've ever tried to play an online multiplayer game on Switch, raise your hand. If you've ever had raise your hand. That's a finger.
What's up?
You're not too cool for school. You can raise your hand.
I'm not too cool for school. I'll raise my hand.
If you ever played a game and got frustrated on Switch multiplayer online because Switch online multiplayer infrastructure sucks, also raise your hand. Yes. It's worth mentioning that it has it, but it sucks so bad on Switch because the online multiplayer. Like I played it so much on Geeb Night.
We've streamed it.
Like tomorrow night we're playing some Geeb Night.
Like, good God, what is happening?
Come back to this Twitch. Yeah, come back to this Twitch tomorrow night. We're playing some games. May even be 3D World. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
It won't be. I guarantee it won't.
I enjoy it. I still enjoy it online, but it's like you play that game single player and then play it online and see the difference. It's mind-boggling. Do you want to talk about input delay? Jesus, Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas. Oh, Christmas.
Also,
okay.
you're welcome, Queen Mermaid Nation. She downloaded right now.
I know, I saw that. I can't believe you didn't know that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
My God,
isn't it all?
Yeah.
Dude,
the 64 game. The 64 games alone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, everybody can complain about it all they want, and that's the thing. Geeb didn't even mention this. There's more coming.
There's more coming. That's not
and
all.
And we know
that
what they are.
Get.
We have Banjo-Kazooie coming. We have
Majora's
help
Mask.
me out. Majora's Mask. What else? Chat, help me
original
out.
Original Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Yeah. And good segue. One of these games that I'm talking about here on the Switch that you need to buy, not for everybody. Not going to be for everybody. But I had an absolute blast with the new Pokemon Snap. I mean, being a photographer, obviously, I was in already. And I made videos on it, clearly. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Just going through, I mean, if you played the original and you liked it, this is another one that's just it's just great, man. It's so much fun to get your pictures in, get them graded, see what you got, 4 stars, 5 stars, you got it's just there's so many little secrets and stuff. And I know a lot of it is me being a photographer, liking the game. There's other photography games on the Switch, but I mean, if you're going to get one of them, this is clearly the superior one.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like about this game is the editor mode, because you can actually take the pictures and you don't get a lot of, I mean, you can see it doesn't really work here because of my wide lens, but
right.
If I go like this, you can see that's in focus and the rest of the things behind it are out of focus.
Right.
That's called depth of field. So you can actually go into the editor mode in Pokemon Snap and put that into your pictures. So I went as far as to do that and then take them out and then put them in Lightroom and actually edit them and then put them in Photoshop or whatever other bullshit I had and add like sun flares and like stupid stuff. I took it way too far, obviously. I'm aware of that. But I really, really like the game. So, I mean, if you're into that, if you played the old one, I mean, the nostalgia factor there is off the charts. I mean, it's great. Last one on the list. We kind of missed it with the season just a little bit, but Luigi's Mansion.
Oh
3,
yeah. It's a good game.
Honestly, one of my favorite games on the system.
Looks fantastic. I'm sure in the OLED it looks absolutely mind-blowing on the OLED.
I have not opened it up on the OLED.
Try it.
Good point. I might.
It's a perfect game for the OLED.
Oh my God. It's incredible how good that game looks and how good it runs. I mean, in the game, you've played through the game. The game plays
like halfway through, yeah.
Okay. I mean, well, you're pretty much, if you played half, you know what the gameplay is. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure.
Some stuff's added as you go, but I mean, essentially, the gameplay from that point is the gameplay. You're seeing different levels of the hotel and stuff, but it's fantastic. It's so much fun. It's definitely one of those like, oh, it's October. What am I going to play that's spooky? That's the one. That's the official spooky game of the Switch for sure. And that, as I delete it off of my list, is my last one.
That was quite a list we had. That took a lot longer than I expected. But I'm happy that we actually got through the lists because man, like lots of good games on your list and my list. Not every game is for everybody, but most games you could buy. If actually all these games you could buy and not have any buyer's remorse if you're into the genre, at least for your list. And for my list, every game on my list is for everybody and is for you're not gonna have you're not gonna have buyer's remorse for any of these games. I don't think so.
The only ones I would say may not be for everyone on your list. Breath of the Wild, maybe not, even though it is the best game on Switch.
I'll fight anyone who has that opinion. But
I mean, there are some people who just don't like it. Trust me, I see it in my comment sections all the time.
It's not Call of Duty. Give me Call of Duty, man. What is it? Come on, man. Where's the Fortnite? Yes, Fortnite and Call of Duty. We forgot to mention those two for our must-buy games.
Oh, must-buys, yeah. You don't have to buy. You don't have to buy Fortnite. It's free.
Listen, children, I used to play Call of Duty when I was 13 too, but I grew up. So if you're 27 and still playing Call of Duty, take your undies off and put on some boxer briefs.
Oh, wow. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. I wanted to mention before we end this podcast, there's things I wanted to mention. Beer of the week. That's what I want to mention.
Have either of you beaten Luigi's Mansion, Willy Wonka? I have beat it. I not only beat it, I actually reviewed it. Don't go watch it, but I did review it.
Stick in the chat. We'll talk to chat a little bit, but we need to end this podcast. Beer of the week. Go to our Twitter, Joe. If you're still in the chat, Lone Wolf hello. We're ending the podcast. Joe, if you're still in the chat, please drop our link to our Twitter because we're gonna start doing listener selections beer of the week. So if you want your beer of the week featured on the Drip and Geeb podcast, go to our Twitter at Drip Geeb. Just search Drip and Geeb, the Drip and Geeb podcast in Twitter, and take a picture and quick description and whatever else you want to say about your beer for the beer of the week. Submit it that way, and we will choose the best one every week for the beer of the week. Next to Drip, if you have your can still. Next to your beer of the week, we will 3 beer of the weeks coming up the next time, which is actually going to be Monday. Monday the 22nd are going to be the next episode. As far as streams is concerned, for the audio listeners, that's going to be our Thanksgiving episode. We're going to release that episode on Thanksgiving, so expect that episode coming up on Thanksgiving. You can play your episode around the table when you're enjoying your American holiday turkey.
No, you can turn the volume down on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and turn the volume up on the Drip and Geeb podcast.
We made it. My guess is that's going to be a 2-hour episode anyway, just because we're having our guest on Bagoof, but that's going to be a fun time. So beer of the week on Twitter. Don't forget about that. What else I wanted to mention something else, I think. The episode's going to happen Monday, and it's all about Pokemon. So tomorrow, as far as when this episode is being recorded, tomorrow is going to be the episode or the release of what's it called? The games?
Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and Pearl. I want to say Pearl and Diamond, but I guess it's the same thing. Dyslexic brain.
Yes,
those games come out tomorrow, so we're going to talk about a whole bunch about that with Bagoof on Monday, and that's going to be a Thanksgiving episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let's get to our outro, because that's a thing I can do this week, unlike last week.
Thank God.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap today's podcast. Don't forget to follow the Drip and Geeb podcast on Twitter to stay up to date with when episodes get released, and also to submit your beer of the week. Listener selects beer of the week. And make sure to tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live recording of this podcast on both Drip and my Twitter. Episodes will release on audio platforms following this stream. You can find both Drip and Geeb live on Twitch throughout the week. Make sure to hang out with us over there, twitch.tv/dripmedia, twitch.tv/Uncle Geeb. Patreon.
Is your mic off? I think your mic's off. It is. It is off. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for this podcast. Whatever Geeb was gonna say, this is the end. Chat, stick around. Audio listeners, we'll see you on Monday. Goodbye. Okay, while Geeb figures his stuff out, I will talk to you guys. Call of Duty is boss. That was going crazy. Nice outro. Yeah, wonderful. Yes, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I wonder why your mic is out. I feel like you're texting me right now, aren't you? Is that what you're doing? Perfect. Can't wait. Can't wait. Don't worry, guys. I'll let you know. Oh, he's calling me. I'll put you on speakerphone. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up?
My computer decided to freak out and pause. So for the next minute and 30 seconds, I have to sit and let this podcast export. Because if I don't let it export, that means we're going to lose the audio.
Oh,
So
okay.
wait a minute and 30 seconds. I will restart my computer, and then I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We'll hang out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So anyway, like I said, let's go through some of the chat here. Queen Mermaid, the Aladdin game isn't there. Okay, you can get the Aladdin game. The Aladdin game comes, you can buy that on Switch. It's not in the games for any of the expansion packs or anything like that, but or any of the online. But you can get the Lion King game and the Aladdin game. The thing that sucks though is the Aladdin version that they have is the Sega version, not the Super Nintendo version, which I think that sucks. I like the Nintendo version way better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know what you guys think. That's the one I played the most of, but and they're very different. They're a lot different. Got that and never played it. Shut the hell up. Listen, yeah. I don't know if you're telling me to shut up because I think the Nintendo version's better or that they're actually on the Switch, but yeah. One of the few that likes any SNES. Did he make noise or is it just me?
Hello?
Yeah, you're back. Hey.
I don't have to restart my computer. I just have to unplug and replug my interface. But
Oh,
I wasn't
nice.
gonna do anything until I save that audio of 2 hours of audio.
Yeah, my God. Yeah,
So
I should stop mine too. Actually, now that I'm
yeah,
thinking
I
about
will go ahead and re-record that whatever I need to re-record. I'm not sure when I cut
Yeah.
out. Guys, Willie, and this is why I appreciate you guys so much because I truly do need a new computer. And Willie was doing it for the
Yeah.
Wii U, and it all goes to the same place, my bank account, which means I can afford a Wii U to play Wind Waker. I can afford to buy a new computer for everything. Like this stuff needs to happen because I don't know that's a problem. We have been recording for a while, but that can't happen. Like that can't happen. Anyway, so the actual audio version of the podcast is over. I will edit in the part that cut out, unfortunately. So we're just talking
Yeah.
chat. Thank you for covering for a minute.
Both of you maybe spend money night. I'm sorry, but
What
yeah,
did you
it's
buy?
there.
What did she, or what did they buy?
I was talking about. She was asking about the. She said Aladdin's not on the
Yeah.
on the online stuff.
Yeah.
I said, but you can get Aladdin and Lion King
Yes, you can.
as a
I
a pack.
I hope the Lord she paid for it on sale because that always is on sale for like $15 or something like that, and not
It's
full
probably
price.
on sale right now. I don't. Either way.
I'm sure if you want those games, I'm sure you'd be willing to pay a little bit more anyway.
Yeah.
So
worth it.
So you're getting Wind Waker, Willie. I'm working on it. Financially, I'm working on it. It's not like easy as buying Wind Waker and pop it in my Switch. You know, I gotta buy a Wii U. I almost bought I wish my brother was here, Parallax. I had texted him. The other night. I almost bought a Game Boy Color modded.
You almost bought one?
I almost bought one on eBay. $130. It was a great deal. $130 would have got me an already modded Game Boy Color with the screen, new shell. That's at cost. That's at cost.
With the other screen and stuff?
Yeah, that's at cost because the screens are like $40-$50. The Game Boy Color itself sells for like anywhere between $60 and $100 depending on condition. So this was a brand new shell, so it's not original hardware, at least as shell is concerned, and upgraded screen that I can change the brightness on, and it's obviously backlit for $130. Yeah. That was a great deal. I did not buy it. There's a Wii U on eBay I've been keeping my eye up on that is about, I think it's $130. It's the 8GB model, white Wii U. But $130 would get me the Wii U and the gamepad and all that, all the accessories, and then I could buy Wind Waker for what, $30? Under $200, I could get a Wii U, and I'm really, really, really thinking about it.
The Wii U gets shit on, man, but it's pretty good, honestly. I mean, it's got good games on it. Most of them have come to Switch, but
it does.
Those 2 Zeldas, we're still waiting.
Yeah,
still waiting.
That's the reason why I'm waiting for a Wii U. Because if it happens that Wind Waker and or Twilight Princess comes to the Switch,
you no longer need a Wii U.
I will never buy a Wii U. I'm kind of waiting for that to happen because I don't want to have to buy a whole new system just to buy 2 games. And the Wii U, I know it can play Wii games as well, but the Wii U Twilight Princess is like $80.
Is it really?
Yeah, the aftermarket Wii U price is really. Hey, Hero, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. The Wii U is, the Wii U version of Twilight Princess is really expensive. Aftermarket.
Oh, there you go. Mega Boyd says if you get one, you can borrow his. I was gonna tell you the same thing.
I know. You guys have all been incredibly kind.
I'll send it to you.
I know all of you will send me your copies. I know. It's here's the thing, guys. I'm also trying to buy an apartment at the moment.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Right now, I'll tell you this right now. Let's just do this. I will send you in a box my Wii U, both the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. You play them, and when you're done, you just send it back.
That's a lot of pressure. Shipping malfunctions and losing and breaking.
No, I'll tell you what.
I play games like a tortoise, and it takes me forever.
I'm not using it, dude. I've played both of those games a kabillion times.
Kabillion.
Okay. A kabillion. Count to a kabillion right now. You can't. Listen, I will pack this thing nicely. All you got to do is keep the box, keep the packing, put it back in there the way I had it. It'll be fine. Be fine. All you got to do is pay shipping back. That's it. And you can play all of it.
Maybe.
You don't have to say yes. I'm already going to do it.
No, don't just do it. Here's my question. If you play the Wii versions on the Wii U, are you forced to use a nunchuck?
Nah,
because that's the reason.
Well, the Wind Waker, no, definitely not. Because Wind Waker didn't. I don't know about Twilight Princess. It depends on. I guess you wouldn't have to, because there's versions. Even like there's the Wii version, but there's also the GameCube version. So I don't know what's on the Virtual Console. I don't know. I guess it depends on that. I don't see why you couldn't just use a controller for both.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man. Twilight Princess, when I played that originally when it came out, I was all about. Oh, man, I was literally like, I stood up for boss fights. Like, all right, here we go. All right, we're in now, man. We're in. It's time. Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie. For like my baseball pitching games, I'd do the same thing. I'd stand up and pretend I'm pitching or like hitting or something. Willie, you are a mad lad. Nothing I could do or say would thank you enough. So thank you so much,
bro.
For
it is your birthday.
What you've done tonight.
Willie's giving you a hell of a birthday present tonight.
Would you believe me? I've said I literally forgot that tomorrow's my birthday already.
I didn't.
No, would you forget? Would you believe me? Because I did. You said that. I'm like, no, it's not. Oh wait, it is. I've drank two Puff Tarts XLs tonight, guys. They're both empty.
I can't believe you drank 2 of those.
Dude, I drank 2 last night as well. I drank the 2 that I had last night, and then the guy got bought a 4-pack.
What time is it? It's 10:16. I don't know if I'm going to stream now.
It is late. It is very late.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. We went really long.
We can hang out. We can hang out for another half hour or so if you want. I mean, I'm fine with like
well, yeah, that's fine with me.
not half hour, probably 15 minutes or so.
Oh.
And that, because I said that everyone's gonna leave. If you're not streaming, then we'll hang out for 20 minutes. If you are streaming, we'll just end it and then I'll go send it to you. It's up to you. One benefit of the Wii U is for Wind Waker that you can view the map on the gamepad while controlling Link on the TV. That is pretty nice. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mega Boy.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, man. You want to play the HD versions. They're better. They're all around better.
I agree. Just that the HD version of Twilight Princess is balls expensive on eBay.
No, it's not. Because I have a copy here. It's free for you to play.
It's like an infomercial. It's free to play. Just pay shipping.
It's free. All you gotta do is pay $5.99 shipping and handling. Just pay shipping and handling, and it's yours. How much is shipping and handling? $45.
Well, I mean, it's still worth it. It's still very worth it.
It's cheaper, right?
It is very much so. But I don't think it's keep it. I was thinking about this. We should do an episode on this in the future. Renting games. So
games.
So whether that sounds like ancient, right? That sounds ancient, right?
Yeah.
But think about this.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before you do that, let me ask Chad here, because I know most of these people that are here are, if I stream, some of them may come over. Is anybody down to play anything? Do you guys want to do like Mario Kart, something like that? Like, is that?
You know they're gonna say yes.
Whatever. Somebody, yeah. If you want to say yes in the chat, we'll figure it out from there. Go ahead, Jeep. Sorry.
What was it about
renting games?
Renting games. If you think about it like this, which is totally true and not a stretch of the truth, Xbox Game Pass is renting games.
I mean, I'm with it, man. I love
PlayStation, whatever they call their shit, renting games.
Love it.
But it sounds ancient to say renting games. But in reality, all we do is rent games these days.
But okay, there's a little bit of a difference. I'll tell you this. This is what was really interesting to me about the whole, like what you're saying. And I guess it's not that big of a deal. I just never really thought about it because clearly it was always there. I had an Xbox One, which I ended up getting rid of because I got an Xbox One. I think my mom like randomly got it for me for Christmas, and I was like, "Whoa, holy shit!" Like, all right, cool. Like that's nuts that you did that, but okay. And I played it a little bit, here and there. I did some stuff with it. But Forza Horizon 4 came out, and I was pumped. And I had Game Pass at the time, and it was like, you get it. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I just get it. I'm just going to play it. Cool. So I played Forza Horizon 4 like the day it came out, months after, played a bunch of it, and then kind of lost interest in it a little bit, stopped playing, and canceled Game Pass, canceled Xbox Live, canceled everything because I wasn't using it. Sold that Xbox One, and then once I got these new, parts in my PC, I was like, well, this thing can play some games at this point, like for sure. And I ended up getting Game Pass again. And I was like, I can get Game Pass Ultimate, and I don't have an Xbox at the moment, which I do now. But at that time, I didn't have one. And I was like, I can play, I can go back and play Forza again. I'm going to have to restart everything, but I'll go back and play that. But when I resubscribed, downloaded Forza Horizon 4, when I started the game up, I was in the same car I ended in with all the same shit I had at the same house that I just bought, like right there. I was like, wow. It's like I never left. It's all just still here. So that's kind of a little bit of a difference. Like you rent a game. I mean, I guess you still have the saves if you keep them, but like I wasn't expecting that. I was like, that's got to be long gone at this point. There's no way they're going to just keep that in the cloud for that long. It was a while.
Yeah.
Like years. But it was still there, which I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I still think I'm not a fan because I'm a collector. You can't see my, actually, if I show it a full screen here, then you can't see it. So I forgot to use that for the intro. I was going to do that for intros. I have you are notably have decided to get rid of all of your physical games. Try to. and going to go
Yes.
all digital, which I respect and I understand.
Yep.
And if I wasn't as much of a collector as I am by heart, I would do the same thing. But I'm going to say fortunately, because I love it. I love to collect like all
To each
this,
their own, man.
all this dumb shit, like the controllers. Abby got me this dumb shit when I was
Okay,
bedridden. Like I love, and all my stack of physical cartridges. Tomorrow after work, when I leave work, going to buy Diamond and Pearl, I'm buying 2 physical copies of both games.
Listen.
Well, 1 physical of each.
I'm down with look at this. I have shit everywhere, dude. Like
But you sold all your
I like
Switch tablets. I don't understand.
I
that,
don't
man.
care about them.
I
I'm
do.
sorry. I have a Switch. Like I don't care about that. I have a Switch. It's fine. Like I like I like buying the controllers. Like I like buying the stuff. Like the hardware, that's what I'm into. Like the Forza controller.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. So good.
It is great.
Like I'm down with that. Like I've got the Monster Hunter controller.
Yeah.
This actually is the Smash Brothers controller, but it says Bush Apple right now. Like that type of stuff, I'm into that. It's just physical games to me. There's only certain games where I'm like, I need a physical copy of this because I'm going to come back to this. They're like Zelda games. I want physical copies of Zelda games. That's something that I go back to. Like a lot of these games I play, like as much as I love Metroid Dread, I'll never play it again. I will never play that game again. Maybe in, I don't know, maybe in 5 years I'll be like, I'd like to go back and play that again. Maybe. But a lot of these games, I'm like, yeah, I had my time with it. It was fun. But I'm not gonna go put hours and hours and hours back into that one game when we're in a time now we're very, very lucky in gaming.
For sure.
There's like everybody still wants to bitch about this and that, delayed, this one. There are so many games to play right now. It's absurd. It's crazy. Like my back catalog of games that I have that I haven't even played. Like we talked about it the other night. We were all talking about it on one of my streams. Everybody in the chat. Hob was on sale.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6 people ended up buying it. I bought it. Have I opened it? Nope. I will. I will eventually. But
Yep.
it's just like I have such a back catalog at this point. It's like I don't know, man. I don't need these physical copies. It's on to the next for me. Like, let's do something else. Let's have a new experience. Except Zelda. That's different. But other than that.
I need to address 2 comments in the chat. First, Hero in the chat. Merely cartridge owners is a license to play. So you technically don't own the game. That, first off, that is true. It goes the same for CDs, for records, for streaming music, for video games. All that is true. That when you don't actually own any of this stuff, you own the license to use it. And that's why on Twitch right now I can't play Be Humble by Kendrick Lamar, because I don't actually own the game. I own the license to it. If I try to play that for my own content, I'll get a copyright strike because I don't own that music. I just own the license to play it on my own. If I try to produce that content elsewhere, that becomes a problem. So yes, Hero, you're right. I don't own the game. I own the license to play it. But it is different because I can't stream the game and not get copyright strikes, stuff like that. I'm not sure why. Maybe we can do some research one time and figure out why we can stream games but not music. That's an interesting thing to go through. Quickly before you say something as well, Switch Corner says, if you're never going to... Wait, yeah.
I see that.
If you're never going to play it again, you'd make... wouldn't physical copies make more sense? You could still sell Metroid for $50 on eBay. So that's true, man. You're right. So that's a big reason why I buy physical cartridges. Like I said earlier in the podcast, even though the podcast is over now, I said I bought the Crash Bandicoot racing game physically on day one. I didn't like the game. I sold that game for, I think I lost about $10 because of eBay fees and whatnot. But I mean, I still sold the game and got most of my money back because I bought a physical. If you buy the thing digital, your money's gone. And also, on top of that, you can get better deals with cartridges than eShop.
That is true. That is very true. But I'm the type of person anyway, it doesn't matter. Like most of these games, like if I want to play it, I'm buying it day one. Like I'm paying full price anyway.
I agree. Me too.
Like you're going to be hard pressed to find me like buying an old game. it doesn't happen a lot. Hob, that's an exception. It's something I was interested in. I wanted to play it when it came to the Switch and it went on sale, and I just happened to see it, and I was like, you know, okay, I'll play. I don't know. That does make a lot more sense, but I don't. I probably won't go back to them, but I do want them there. That's why I bought the 1 terabyte card, because there's a chance, like I said, maybe in a couple years I'll be like, I do want to go play Metroid Dread again. It's here. It's on this Switch. It's on this memory card. I still have it, but I also don't have to carry around a cartridge with me if I'm, you know, doing whatever. Like that's the thing. I get into this.
I'm gonna let you say what you're gonna say, but I have a question for you, and at the same time, I want to show you something. When you carry your Switch around, do you just pick it up by the Switch itself and walk around the house with just a Switch, or do you carry around a case? Because that's what I do, and I can carry how many games in here? A lot, 20 games or something in here in the Satisfy case. This is how I carry my Switch around with this thing. And all my games are right here. I don't own as many games as you do, granted, but all my games fit in this case. Every game that I own is in this case, and I carry this with me everywhere I go around the house. This is how I play Switch. So that's never a problem for me. Well, let's go and go. This is Satisfied, but yeah.
Whatever. Okay, I have a case just like that, and inside this case, let's open it up. In here, I have of course.
There you go. Yep. That's a good idea.
My Zelda amiibo cards. Got to have those. If you're playing Breath of the Wild, you got to have those.
Your shitty ones that you shouldn't have bought.
Yeah, they're terrible. They work, though.
They do.
And then this.
Yeah. I should actually get one. You sent me one. I should put that in here. But all my games fit in the flaps, so I don't have to worry about that. But
so I think my kids have like 3 or 4 of my actual physical games down in Charleston. But
snatch them up.
That's all. Those are the only physical games I have. They're in here, and I don't have this with me because it's in this case, and I'll be upstairs with this because I don't put it in the case. I just carry it like this.
Yeah, I'm a nut. I won't do that. It's in the case all the time. I even make Abby. I'm kind of a dick in that sense, but I'm like, Abby, I got you this skull. Actually, Bagoof sent us this for free because he's a nut. The Skull & Co. one that you have, the case. I'm like, you're carrying your Switch in that because we're not breaking it. We're not going to break our Switches here.
I mean, I don't know. I'm an adult.
Well, I'm an adult too.
I can hold my Switch without breaking it. So I take it with me.
Until the day
that I break it.
You're in the kitchen and you all have my Switch with me. I'll just set it on the counter beside me, do the dishes real quick, or I'll pull myself a glass of milk. Oops.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen.
Until it does. You say that. Until it does.
Until it does. Okay. But it hasn't, and I probably won't. It doesn't matter. My issue is having games on the cartridge. They're there, which means if I'm upstairs, they're not with me right there. And I'm like, oh, I'd like to play Breath of the Wild. But I gotta go upstairs, get the cartridge. Like, okay, I gotta go down there and get it, and this and that. And it's like, I'll play something else. What's on my Switch? And I look, I'm like, okay, there's 100 games right here. I'll play something different.
Yeah.
That's my problem. And that's some first world bullshit. I'm very aware of that, but it still happens. I'm just like, I just don't want cartridges. I want it all there on the system, not having to move things in and out. So it's just there. If I want to play it, it's there. The option is always there. That's why I want it like that.
Willie, I'm not a case guy and no phone case too, but that looks legit. It is a very nice case. I want to show you this case. So I've been a case guy ever since I've carried mobile phones. So those of you who know phones know OtterBox. And this is mainly for work because I'm a maintenance guy working for a church and also a school that is a Catholic school next to the church. I'm doing physical stuff all the time. I was just yesterday, I was in the roof of the school and like I could have broke my phone any which way. All the time my phone is dropping, not because of what I'm doing or not anything I'm doing, but because of like my environment. My phone will fall or get hit by something. So I'm always carrying my phone. And also, I also want to mention I have a belt clip This case comes with a belt clip that I can clip it onto my belt, so it's not in my pocket because it's so thick. But anyway, I could throw this thing right. I wouldn't. I'm not going to, but I could throw this phone right now and it'd be fine. I need cases on my phones because for work reasons. For Switch reasons, because I'm afraid that if I'm going potty and I wash my hands and then I go to grab the towel, oopsie, I dropped the little bitsy bits of water on there. No more Switch. Yeah. No more streaming for Geeb. You guys be very upset about that, except for I don't do that anyway. But
just chatting only.
Just chatting only. Like this. Hey guys, welcome to the Geeb stream. It's been like 14 years. How you doing? Just kidding. Yeah. So I carry my Switch. I carry it in this case everywhere.
I mean, I understand that. I do. I get it. I don't know. I've never had a problem with that.
Did your fireplace just give up?
Sure did.
What happened? Did you pull? That's weird. Did the video end?
No way. It was a 10-hour
I mean, did your logs burn out?
Yeah, I didn't put a log on there. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I'm trying to do a show here, man.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. I don't have any chop. I'd have to go out back, get the axe out. Chop. I don't have time for that right now.
Yes, I got pumpkins burning right now. You see my pumpkins in the background? This is the most resilient pumpkins in the world. Hero wants a 2 terabyte SD card. Good luck, and I'm sorry for your wallet.
The 1 terabyte right now. I wonder how much. Let's look.
Yeah, let's look.
How much I'm actually using of the 1 terabyte.
I thought you could look up prices. I'm gonna look at the price of a 1 terabyte card.
I mean, I got it pretty cheap. I got it for like $100.
Let's see here.
And that will be going on sale. Listen, if you're gonna get one, anybody here who's looking to
Black
get
Friday
an SD card, this coming week is the time.
This has to be a scam on Amazon. Sunday, November 21st. Umocus.
No, you don't buy those.
I'm just saying.
Don't know the brand. If you don't know the brand, you do not buy it.
I want to buy just to see what happens. Umocus.
Yikes.
Umocus, 1,024 gigabytes.
Yeah, don't buy that.
$35.
No, do not buy that.
It's sponsored by Amazon, and we're on Twitch right now, so obviously we're complete supporters of Amazon. No past negative thoughts of Amazon whatsoever. I didn't quit my job.
You love it, dude.
For Amazon.
You love Amazon. So of my 1 terabyte, I have 245 gigabytes left.
That's a lot, man. I'm sorry,
all
the games that you have on that's a lot.
I have 10 gigs of
what in the hell?
System memory.
Speaking of Amazon, they just blocked the term GOT. G-O-D or G-O-T. GOT. I have to allow that comment from Willie because it got censored. GOT. GOT.
GOT?
GOT.
Is that some new slang we don't know about?
Apparently.
Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, honestly, that's not a lot of space. 250 or 245 gigs of the 1,000 that I had. Yeah. It's interesting. Yep, you're right, Hero. 2 terabytes. We need it. One's not enough. I need a 2 terabyte.
Let's see if this actually shows up for me. Oh, yeah, it does. Look at us. Hey, we're here.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
No, there's no sound.
Hey, there's that game I gave you.
Yeah, man.
Try it out. Fun.
He just sent me a game code. Horizon Chase Turbo.
Well, see, they emailed me and they were like, hey, do you want to try the DLC? And I was like, yeah, I'll try the DLC. That sounds fun. So they sent me, obviously they didn't remember that they've already sent me a code for that game, like whenever that was. And they sent another code for the game and a code for the DLC. I just downloaded the DLC.
So I have a 250 gigabyte SD card and I have 100 gigs left. And I'm majority cartridge, but I'm not exclusively cartridge, as you can see.
Yikes! Yeah, I couldn't deal with
Let's
that.
see. What games do I take? Bioshock. The 3 Bioshock games all have individual downloads. That's a joke, by the way. The fact that I have one cartridge for 3 games, and each game has like 10 gigabytes of storage per game. It's bullshit. You buy a cartridge, it's had the fucking game installed. The fuck is that? Smash Brothers. I don't have a cartridge. That's a one I bought digitally. I'm not sure why. I want the cartridge for Smash Brothers, but I have it digitally. Also, one of the few Nintendo games that are more than 16 gigabytes. No, almost all.
God.
What?
I'm just looking at the biggest games. So I bought NBA 2K19 because at the end of 2019 it was like $5.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, okay, why not?
Yep.
That's 32.6 gigs.
Oh, so they got more and more as it went on. So I bought 2020 that way, 2K 2020. And that was 41 or 45 gigs off the eShop. And I believe the newest one is
Mortal
even
Kombat
more.
11 is also 32 gigs.
Really? Okay. That's always on sale. Should I pick that up?
Not on the Switch. No, it looks like dog shit.
Okay. Noted. Got it.
It looks real bad.
I believe you.
LA Noire is 27 gigs. I bought that hoping I would like it, and I just didn't. It was right after I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was like, oh, yeah. Same developer. I want more.
Starling Battle for Atlas is 16.5. That's not bad.
Okay, so I have Warframe,
yes,
which I played a little bit of, 24. Doom, the Doom 2017, not Doom Eternal, is 21 gigs. Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection's 19. Have you played Hellblade?
No.
My God, play it. It's amazing. That's 18. Then we're down into the 17 gigs. We got Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's kind of big.
Can I quickly talk about a sleeper game on the Switch? This is one of the games I've had for the longest. I've never played on stream, and I've never talked about in my life on the internet until right now. That would be on my screen right now. Clue. If you like the board game Clue, the Switch version of the game is so much fun. How many hours do I have in this game? Does it tell me right here? I don't know. I have like 25, 30 hours in Clue. Man, it's fun. Man, Clue is fun. If you like the board game, buy the Switch version. It's always wait for a sale. It's always on sale until it's not. And when it's not on sale, don't buy it. It goes on sale for very cheap. Wait till then.
Holy crap. Let me ask you something. Just don't look. Don't look.
Okay.
What do you think the download size of Metroid Dread is?
I don't know. I have the cartridge, so I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't.
Give me a guess.
I'll just say 16.
Not even close.
It's more than that?
It's 4.1 gigabytes.
Why is that notable? It's not very big. That's not a surprise.
Okay. I'm down here in the bottom, and I'm looking. It's like all the Nintendo, like all the first party Nintendo stuff is down here because they know how to get their shit small.
Right.
Like I know it's not, a lot of it's not the most graphically intensive stuff, but like
Mario Party Superstars is only 2.8.
Yeah.
And
let's go Eevee is 4.1. Mario Golf is 3.5 gigs, dude.
I'm sorry, it's 4.2. You're mistaken.
Mine is 4.1.
You see right here, it's 4.2.
I have 4.1. I'm looking at it.
Oh, I'm looking at it too. The stream's looking at it too.
I'm clearly missing content, obviously.
Yeah, you got as much Pokemans as me.
I'm trying to find another really crazy one. Small. I'm going way down.
I got a few that's real small. No pun intended.
Oh man.
You.
Oh, that's one I didn't include on the list. That should have been included on the list, especially the indie games. I screwed up.
Which one?
For everyone still here, most of these people already know about games, but Untitled Goose Game should have been on that list.
I've never played it. I really need to play it.
Oh, dude, it's such
Star Wars Episode 1 Racers is an indie game you should have added. That's a good one.
It's not really an indie game. I mean,
Kind of is. Kind of, sort of. Who's the developer?
Papa's Quiz is only 797 megabytes.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah,
Short hike is a short hike game I talked about on the podcast. 421 megabytes.
if you want,
All these are Donut County's like 300. Katana
Yeah.
Zero is like 345. Tiny.
DLC, Hyrule Warriors DLC is 1.7. Interesting.
You have that cartridge, right?
Yeah, the cartridge. But
Let's see what the actual game is. Because I have it digital.
And check Breath of the Wild after this, because Breath of the Wild is 2.2 gigabytes as far as DLC.
Yeah, I have Breath of the Wild physical, so.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure Breath of the Wild is 16. If it's on the
Yeah, I looked it
cartridge.
up. I had gotten a fight with somebody on one of my streams about that one time because it is. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors is 11 on the dot without the DLC. I haven't downloaded any of the DLC.
Interesting. Breath of the Wild is a bigger file, which makes sense because it's an open world game. Big open world game, but still. Breath of the Wild fits on the whole cartridge, but the DLC doesn't. Like, I have the cartridge and here's the DLC. Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's all. I'm not. My numbers aren't very interesting because I have all the cartridges.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting to see what like the Nintendo games are. So Animal Crossing, wait, you said you have physical or digital on that?
Both, but right now the digital's not installed. I believe the digital, if I remember correctly, it is about 6 gigs.
No.
What is it?
Oh, now it may have been then.
Yeah.
We have new stuff now.
Yeah, the new
It's
stuff is
10.8. Monster Hunter Rise, which again I think is one of the best looking games on the Switch.
Can I guess?
Yes, guess.
12.
10.2.
Wow. With DLC?
I mean, I've downloaded some of it. I don't have a bunch of the DLC. I don't know. A lot of the DLC for Monster Hunter is like voices and like stuff I don't really care about.
Willie's asking down to video game. I'm not. I'm toast. I need to go to bed. Drip. Oh god, I really need to go to bed. It's so late. Drip is. I don't know if he's gonna play anything or not. What are you gonna do? If you're not, I'm gonna raid somebody else.
Well, I mean, raid somebody else. I don't know, guys. I may hop on. I don't know yet. I'm gonna sit here for a second and figure it out. It's already
It's
11. About 11. I'll tell you what. It's 15 to 11. If you guys don't see me on by 11, it ain't happening. But I'll sit here and make the decision.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm gonna send you guys over to Console Corner. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. This was a fun night. Is it gonna actually?
Yeah, this was
rain?
great.
What?
It was really good.
Did I do something wrong? It didn't.
Refresh the
How do you refresh
browser.
Streamlabs? No, but Streamlabs.
Why do you do it through Streamlabs? Do it through the browser.
Because it always
way
works.
easier.
It works perfectly on Streamlabs, except for right this second.
So much easier.
You're easy.
Wow.
So you guys may or may not be going to Console Corner at the moment.
What's he playing?
I don't know. Xbox Game Pass something or other. Raid Console Corner.
I'm going to look. Oh, he's playing Halo.
You already have a raid in progress, it says. Really? Because I don't see anything happening. How do you unraid? I can re-raid. Something's broken. You guys may or may not be getting sent to Console Corner. If you are, have a good time. Thanks for hanging out for the Jeep Podcast. Tomorrow night is Jeep night. Don't forget to come back here tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. We're playing some games, and we'll be doing some stuff. That'll be fun. I'm looking at myself go like this on the computer. That's fun. I'm a little drunk and I'm a little tired, so I'm not gonna lie.
I'm watching Console Corner right now. He's playing Halo. This kind of makes me want to play this.
Okay, so we're. I hope that you get raided to Console Corner. Can you see if the raid came through?
It has not. You should do it on your browser.
I tried. It said raid already in progress. So
Yeah, something's wrong.
it's broken. I'm gonna keep trying. You guys feel free to leave. I hope you go to Console Corner and tell him that I sent you because the raid failed. Raid channel.
You can do it, man.
Console Corner. Start raid. Something went wrong. Try running that quick action again later.
There you have it.
Yeah,
There you have
guys, can we all leave my stream and go to Console Corner? That'd be great.
Yeah, just do that. That'd be
Willie,
fun.
thank you for the sub. You are a madman. You make me very happy. I appreciate that.
Willie!
You make me more happy if you guys went to Console Corner. I'm gonna just end the stream naturally because the raid is not gonna work. It seems.
Yeah, I'm going to Console Corner right now. See you
Yeah,
guys
we're all
in the
going.
chat there.
Go to Console Corner. See you guys later. Love you guys.